The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Do what we do. I'm not trying to say, we're roofers or truck drivers, but,
You only see the 20th for daily audio, right?
Correct.
Okay, that's because I haven't added anything because I've been working on this all morning long.
What have you been working on?
Trying to get traffic, trying to get all of my regular stuff into where it's supposed to be.
Oh, because of the migration?
Yes.
That's awesome. We're just having a show meeting on the air, guys. Don't worry about it. Okay.
So there is a world of sports.
There is a world of sports. Let me see here. Audio. I will just straight up do this on the air. I do not care. And then hopefully okay, I think I see it here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. It's Adam Silver. Let's see, Adam. Adam, are you there?
Adam. I think some people look at expansion that you're printing money, but it's not, because it's like if you own something, you're selling an interest in it.
Hold on, let me see. That took a while to queue up. Let me find something else. Here's a final call from the Diamondbacks game.
Swing and a miss. Taylor chased one out of the zone. He strike.
Okay. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. It is a Tuesday. Jason will be back tomorrow. Welcome in, everybody. Good morning, and how are you? That's the last time I'm going to say good morning. Good morning. Yeah. Okay. We got a lot to get to. There's a big trade yesterday. That was neat. That was nifty. Jrue Holiday. We'll talk about that. And other stuff. Draft is coming up. We got a good show planned for you. In the meantime, I brought in a giant bag. Well, I want to call them oranges, but they're technically called cuties. They're a great deal at this store. The problem is it's like In-N-Out French fries, dude. You gotta eat them. Within a day or two, or they start getting a little goofy. You know what I'm saying? But I've made a conscious decision. Need more vitamin C in my life. Vitamin C is important. I was feeling a little punchy yesterday. Maybe it's because of the wine Saturday. I don't know. But you ever have one of those things where you feel like you might be coming down with a cold, but you're just not sure? Is it a cold? Is it allergies? So all day yesterday, I'm just pumping myself full of what I actually feel fine today. Thank you for asking. Played golf yesterday afternoon. That was neat. It's nice playing golf at the end of the day. If you can squeeze it in. Generally don't. It's hot. Then towards the end of the day, gets dusk. You're still out there. Kate Upton and Justin Verlander, welcome to Baby Boy. Good for them. Just looking at the headlines. It's going to be in the 90s all week. 99 this weekend. And then I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing for 4th of July, you know, because we're staying in town this year, at least for the 4th. And then I don't know. I got to ask the kids. Is there a cutoff for fireworks? I feel like there isn't, because I still like fireworks. I still like fireworks, but also kind of a ripoff. I understand you're raising money for, you know, at least I hope that's what's happening. You're raising money for schools. It's a big fundraiser, you know. But I don't know, dude. You can easily drop $100, if not more, at one of them places, because you get the big box, the Patriot Supreme with the Roman candle and the whatever the latest greatest grand finale thing is, the dumpster fire or whatever they call it. And then of course you got to have the flowers, the ones that go bzzz. And then somebody in the group always wants a Piccolo Pete, which is like the dumbest one. No, it's not the dumbest one. We should actually do a firework ranking at some point as we get closer, maybe next week. Piccolo Pete's, all they do is squee, right? But probably the dumbest ones, I don't even know if they still do them, but the ones where you light it, the snakes, it's like a little mini hockey puck looking thing, and you light the tail and you throw it on the ground, and it expands. It's like if you ever do the thing where you fold the straw paper into a bunch of little squares and you put a drop of water on it and it snakes out. It's like the same thing. You just look at the ground. Oh, here's a snake. I think it'd be interesting to actually do, like, because you know, you don't want to be specific, because they they change the grand finale name every year. So throw those out. I'm just talking about like generic purchasable fireworks in this state. What are the best ones? Is it sparklers? Is it the sparklers that shoot the little stuff out? Every little kid likes sparklers, but adults like sparklers too. Everybody tries to, you know, make the circle and right with the sparkler. I think number one's probably the flowers. But you can't have real fireworks here. Although, tell that to somebody near my house. I don't want to say a neighbor because I think it's a couple streets over, but generally around May to August, there's just somebody down the street that just sets off these like M80s, dude. It's so bad. And I have dogs, but I'm not one of those people that's anti-firework because of the dogs. Like, I get it. Bring your dogs inside. But it's one of those things where 2 nights later, it's 7:00 and somebody goes boom. And my chihuahua is freaking out. Which she freaks out at everything. Scott is in the chat. Perhaps the most unprepared for a show I've ever seen in my life. You're just ramble and ramble and ramble. I want to know, does he mean that you just ramble, or is he saying I'm like a rambler? Did he do that on purpose? You're just ramble and ramble. Scott, that's the show, dude, in the beginning. There are many, I say this all the time. There are many other choices for you. There are podcasts, Sirius satellite radio, Seinfeld reruns. I spend the first 10, 12 minutes rambling. It's like calisthenics. Tis what it is, Scott. I never understood that. It's like it's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Like, it's like rolling into a bar. No. It's like rolling into a party. being like, the beer sucks here, guys. Well, go to another bar. I'm not that guy. I will not be, and then that's the guy that'll go on Reddit or whatever. Dave's just such a D-bat. Well, I'm very transparent. I've been doing this a long time, man. It's never going to change. And if that turns you off at the start of the show, that's fine. I don't care. I don't take it personal. Don't listen. It's honest to God. It's okay. We have our people. We're good. Ratings are great. It's summer. Give me a lot of rambling, Scott. now, John and Zebra in the chat like noob. I don't mind it. And by the way, I don't. If you've never listened to the show before and you tune in at 6 and you hear me droning on about fire, I get it. It might be a bit of a surprise, but at this point in what I'm doing with the old career here, I have a very set. By the way, do we have daily audio now?
Yes.
Okay, is that just look in the same place basically?
Yeah.
All right. Look, and this is a compliment to our listeners, man. This is a very unique show the way we do it, and we're always going to do it the same way. It is 100,000% not for everybody. I totally recognize that, but I also love the fact that we have, how would you say, we have cultivated our audience to where the people that are here generally here every single day. They totally get it. They 100% get it. And that's it. Okay, I'm looking at let's see here. OKC, Shams on the Durant trade. Isn't that yesterday?
Do you have the 23rd?
It says the 23rd. Hour 1, hour 2, hour 3.
Oh, what are you in?
I'm in. Dude, I don't know. I go into the Q drive. Hi, everybody. KHTK. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, here, Chris is coming in here now. Here's Q right there. Okay. And then I'm in here.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Seriously, I actually have no problems losing listeners this way. Oh, we're going into the M drive now. Because I thought it was Q.
You have to go to the Q drive to get there.
You have to go to the Q drive to get to the M drive. Super simple. Why we wouldn't have a God forbid we put a shortcut on the thing. Seriously, Chris is clicking through. Thank you, Chris. Jesus. I mean, it's just so goofy. Wonder if I can I'm just going to copy all this to the desktop. So, yeah, anyways, bottom line is this. Oh, no, I'm not going to copy it because it's going to take 5 hours. So, anyways, welcome in, everybody. It's going to be one of those days. I guess I have time today. John says, I remember a time where I specifically came in to listen to sports movie reviews. Scott hasn't responded, though. From the 510, I've been here so long, I've heard Dave explain this at least 10 to 20 times. from the 530, if you're in quotes a regular listener, you know the first segment is story time. Hey, from the 209, you text us at 916-339-1140. The text line takes an early lead because they're hitting my soft spot. Dang, Dave. J. Ross misses more work than you. There you go. I want to push that narrative because I know I'm about to get it here in a couple of weeks. Oh, I had my first ever FaceTime with Jason Ross yesterday, which he has an Android phone, so he can't FaceTime, but he can WhatsApp. So I'm on the phone with him. He was just checking in yesterday afternoon. He's out in New Orleans. I always ask him about the food, of which, talk about a curse for Jason. His wife's family is New Orleans culinary royalty. So he was explaining how it was the largest cooking pots he's ever seen. He's over at one of his relatives' house, who, of course, owns like 20 restaurants, I'm sure. And they're doing a giant crawfish crab boil. And he's allergic. He can't have any of it. So we're on the phone talking about the show and, just whatever stuff. And he goes, oh, dude, hey, I got to FaceTime you. Oh, okay. So he calls me. Of course, I'm in bed getting ready to take a nap, eating an egg and cheese bagel. So he calls me, hey, how you doing? And, dude, the thing about New Orleans this time of year, so it was like 89 degrees with like 90% humidity. And he says, I got to show you this. So they're all in the back.
Gross.
Yeah, seriously. They're all in the backyard, huge backyard, right? He turns the camera around. The rain is so thick, I thought it was hailing, and it was like hurricane pouring. I went, what is going on, dude? He goes, it just started like 30 seconds ago. It's going to end in like 5 minutes. And sure as hell, it ended like maybe 10 minutes later. We were on the
all
phone.
steamy and gross.
Yeah, you could see that it was crazy. Just imagine you're walking around, you're visiting New Orleans, you're in the French Quarter. Oh, I'll go to Cafe Du Monde, get some beignets. Oh, I am completely soaked. I am kind of glad that we don't have that type of crap here, if I'm being honest. All right, from Nima 1832. I've never seen this person in the chat, but I love him, her. I enjoy the unpreparedness because it's reality. And at 6 a.m., let's be real, everyone. We're all in. Hey, by the way, and just to be clear, we're incredibly prepared. I just need 10 or 15 minutes to get going. That was a well-timed sounder off the computer for some reason. I don't know what. We have an entire, very prepared show for you. We just haven't started it yet. All right. So I'm in daily audio, is what you sent me. I'm looking at daily audio, Chris, right now. I'm looking at World of Sports, excuse me. Didn't you specifically come in here and bring in daily audio?
Yeah.
Hold on. Jesus Christ. Literally I haven't touched anything, dude. I have not. Look, I haven't touched anything. No tab. Again, everyone, if you're wondering, they have rerouted our servers to the point where Chris has to come in here. And when I say he has to click through like 18 things, he has to click through like 18 things. Which he's still, like, if you can see on YouTube, he's still doing it. Thank you, Chris. All right, well, that's gonna be a conversation after the show with people downstairs. Because I'm literally about to lose my mind. All right. Hey, Scott, we're going to get into the show now, okay? You ready, buddy? Leading off starts right now.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Tatum entry to Porzingis against Christian Brown. Knocks him down, then kick out. Holiday, good look, straight away 3, got it.
Wow, nicely done.
Okie dokie, artichokes. That's Jrue Holiday, formerly of the Boston Celtics, now with the Portland Trail Blazers. This is interesting. This is an interesting move. I don't know that I get it. It seems like it might be this might be incomplete. Now, on one hand, if I'm looking at it just on spec, Boston's saving some money. They needed to save some money. We knew they were going to have to save some money. They're probably going to try to get off Kristaps Porzingis this summer as well, if there's a market. So Jrue Holiday goes. That's a big, big deal for them. Yeah, a big part of their championship team. And Anthony Simons, I know he's not the big name in this, but underestimate Anthony Simons at your own risk. I actually really like this player. I've liked this player. And for a long time, kind of hoped he'd end up being a Sacramento King. Anthony Simons knows how to put the ball in the basket. And I do wonder in the Celtics system if he's going to flourish. He is 26. He is a 6'3" guard who averaged just over 19 points, around 5 assists, and 3 boards last year. But the year before averaged 22.5, the year before averaged 21. He's 26 years old, and he's going into his 7th season. Do the math there. And his splits aren't that bad either. Field goal percentage needs to go up, but 43, 36, 90. It's a good pickup for Boston. I get it. They're saving some money, and they need some help with Tatum out. Simons is going to help. He's not Jason Tatum, but he's going to help them. But what is Portland doing? Now, there's thoughts we've seen reported that they may be moving Jrue Holiday, that this is just kind of a pass-through, which I get. I would get it if they did that. But I also wonder if Jrue Holiday is perhaps the right guy for this team. This is, to me, this is an intriguing team that's just, I don't know if they're not that great or if they're just not there yet. I love Shaedon Sharpe. I absolutely love Shaedon Sharpe. And getting Anthony Simons out of there, who's primarily a 2-guard, clears up room for Shaedon Sharpe. He's now the guy. and Shaedon Sharpe just turned 22 last month, and he averaged 18.5 points last year. He's going to be a very good player. Tamani Kamara is a all-defensive type player with the Blazers. A guy I'd love, was a round 2 pick. Phenomenal wing defender. They have Matisse Thybulle, who, when starting, was a perennial all-defensive team pick off the bench. They still have Scoot Henderson, who is only 21. Obviously, number 2 pick in the draft did not blow people away last year. But, dude, he's 21. He just turned 21 in February. There's a lot of room for improvement. I'm not giving up on Scoot Henderson. I love Denny Avdia. Love Denny Avdia. Wanted Denny Avdia on this team. He would be the perfect power forward next to Domantas Sabonis, not from a defensive standpoint. He's a 3/4. He's a lot like Keegan. Would love him. And then they just drafted Donovan Clingan. Number 7 pick in the draft last year. I would 100,000 trillion%, weirdly enough, I would trade rosters with the Blazers in a heartbeat. I would rather be the Blazers than the Kings in their situation. Give me that roster makeup. Give me that type of youth and potential all day long. Even a guy like Jrue Holiday. I'm not trying to sell him as the guy, but he's just one of those dudes. Oh, I completely forgot about Jeremy Grant. So I don't know. I don't know if this is we're going to move Jrue Holiday through, or, hey, we have these guys that need to learn things, and Jrue Holiday is the exact type of dude that could come in with that championship pedigree and make it happen. We'll talk more about that later. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
Halliburton falls down. He looks hurt. Here comes SGA the other way. Inside, and Williams throws it down. Halliburton's hurt right away when he fell. Of course, that strained calf. He's in pain, so emotional. It's the right calf right away. He knew he was in trouble. Oh, you get in a situation like this, you're just sick to your stomach for the young man.
Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton underwent surgery yesterday, almost immediately after officially being diagnosed with a torn Achilles. I guess we should add that to the news as well. Hey, he was diagnosed with it. We were talking yesterday as if it was I got this, Chris, by the way, thank you. As if it was a foregone conclusion, and it was. You never want to assume an injury, but I think with Achilles, we've all gotten pretty good at it, unfortunately. And, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I find myself thinking, like, we get so lost in all this, but imagine like Tyrese Halliburton, what is he, 25, 26? All the crap that went in, you get the MRI, and then you got to go in for the surgery just like right away. Like, I get nervous about that stuff, and I'm just a normal Joe. I wonder if it's just like these athletes are at a point where their bodies are just they're just robotic about it. I'd be nervous, man. Like, and I don't know. I've never had Achilles. Has anybody out there ever had Achilles surgery? Do you get put to sleep for that?
Didn't we talked to Alan about that?
Did we talk about that?
I think he said
sounds
he did.
familiar. Oh, didn't he say it was like a local, like they didn't put him to
No,
sleep?
he said that he was put under.
Oh, he was? Why do I feel like somebody said they were? I don't know. I've never been put under in my life. I don't know. I would rather not ever do that. It just doesn't that seem strange? You're basically drugged / poisoned into unconsciousness while a group of people tear your body open and then close it back up and then you wake up. That's scary to me, man. I don't want. Yeah, I'll stay. Just, hey, you know what? Just keep me awake and hand me a bottle of vodka and one of them sticks to bite down on. Do it. We'll do it the old school way. We'll take a break. When we come back, the prepared part of the program. Safe or out, the Giants and the A's. Yeah, we're going to talk about this A's groundbreaking thing. That was weird. It's just such a goofy-ass organization, man. We'll talk about all that and more next.
Live and local.
With everything 49ers.
Intercepted by Fred Warner. Dives for the end zone. Touchdown! San Francisco! Paul George went up and caught the ball. Touchdown!
The 49ers play on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA3 Weather Center for your Tuesday. It'll be a nice cool start thanks to the Delta breeze heading through the afternoon. Expect bright sunshine, temperatures down slightly today. We're back to what is seasonable. Expect highs upper 80s to low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's about time they
fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. Introducing all new high-limit slots, showcasing over 260 exciting slots, impeccable service, premium amenities, and action that's unmatched.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, the way Nick Kurtz has been going, it's easy to forget that just over a year ago, he was finishing his college career at Wake Forest. Back-to-back game-winning home runs, including the 447-foot walk-off shot against the Astros to begin the most recent homestand, the longest walk-off for the A's since they began keeping track of those things 10 years ago. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Oh, and that's a hard foul. Let's listen for the call on the floor.
The taxpayer owes back taxes. Penalties and interest are assessed and wage garnishments to begin immediately.
The IRS never misses that call. I wonder if they will challenge it.
The call is under review.
Priority Tax Relief has been called in for a review. Priority is the best in the business at negotiating your tax debt and has even eliminated the debt for some clients. Priority Tax Relief is saving their clients millions of dollars every month.
After a careful review from Priority Tax Relief, the debt has been eliminated. No foul on the play.
Whoa! That completely changes the game, folks.
If you owe more than $5,000, call Priority Tax Relief, and in minutes they'll review your case for free with a direct line to the IRS to see if you qualify for life-changing relief. No more worrying about wage garnishments or frozen bank accounts. Call Priority Tax Relief today at 800-899-2289. That's 800-899-2289.
We make your tax relief our priority.
Call now. Priority Tax Relief.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Bogey Jones in the Daily Divot, golf is the best sport ever, and they provide a few reasons why. Some include no two courses are the same, so you'll never get bored. Some are wicked long. Others have super thick rough, and others have fast greens. Enjoy the variety. You can make the game competitive with anyone. With other sports, bigger, stronger, younger opponents may have an edge. In golf, different tees and a formal handicap system makes it competitive, even if you're a 30 handicap. Golf can't be conquered. One day you can't miss a shot, the next day you want to throw all your clubs into the lake. The unpredictability is fascinating, and age is just a number. You can play when you're 70 years old. In fact, some don't take up the game until later in life, but don't wait that long. And you'll meet amazing people, celebrities, athletes, successful CEOs. You never know who you'll meet on a golf course. And oh yeah, it's a game. So have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Talking about being put under for surgery earlier, and Zebra during the break said it's important to know your surgical team and trust them. That is or comforting. That is a completely logical statement, Zebra. I just like maybe I'd feel better. Do you get to have like lunch with them? Take them out? How do you really know them? Like, you know what would be great? Why don't they do this? Could we? We have baseball cards and sports cards for athletes that absolutely have no effect on our lives. What about like doctor trading cards? You're looking for a new general, doctor, whatever. Oh, hey, look, here's Fred Beamsdorfer. He's got a 984 winning percentage. All these things were diagnosed properly. How many? He had the malpractice 2 years. Oh, but that was thrown out of court. Or surgeons. Can we see before I get put under and worked on by a surgeon, can I see a success rate? Can I see what his batting average is? Or her? I feel like that's a good idea that nobody in the medical field would support. Safe or out, question 1.
The Giants host the Marlins starting today.
Yeah, they do.
How does this series need to go?
It needs to go well for the Giants. They took 2 of 3 from Boston. And maybe I'm underselling it. Maybe I'm not not being a good fan. I just kind of believe the Dodgers are going to win the NL West. It's neat that the Giants are only 3.5 back, and we're basically, 3 games away from the halfway point. So we're halfway. The Dodgers they've got a lot of injuries, dude, but they're just stacked. They're the most stacked team in baseball. I have just resigned myself to the fact that they're going to win the West. But Giants get in a wild card, that pitching staff, their hitting wakes up. Doesn't really matter. The division winner, it just doesn't matter as much as it used to, the way everything's set up. And right now, the Giants are firmly in the wild card spot. I say firmly. I mean, a bad week could drop them completely out. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams all within 3.5 games of each other. The Mets are up top, and they're going back and forth on a almost daily basis with the Phillies. Now, look at the Marlins, who are coming in. The Marlins perpetually lame. They're 31-45, but they have won 6 of their last 10. They won their last game. Don't screw around. Don't screw around like in shop class. Don't do it. Just let the Marlins come in, do what you need to do, win the series. So it's a 3-game series, followed by a trip to the White Sox for 3, then Arizona, and then, of course, the 4th of July weekend with the A's. With the exception of Arizona, this should be a fairly easy part of the schedule for the Giants. Let's see, that's 3, 6, 4 in Arizona is 10. The A's are 13. Honestly, this should be a 10-3, 9-4 run if the Giants are who we hope they are. This should be a 10-3 or 9-4 run. Because guess what? After that, hello, homestand. You finish off the first half with 3 at home versus the Phillies and 3 at home versus the Dodgers. Then it's the All-Star break. So you really, really, really need to get healthy, because after that, after you come back, you're at Toronto for 3, you're at Atlanta for 3, and then you come back and you host the Mets. As a matter of fact, you host the Mets, you host the Pirates, then you're at the Mets and you're at the Pirates, and just this weird schedule quirk. So you have the Mets at home and away. This is at end of July, early August, 6 out of 9 days. Or should I say games? Bottom line is, looking ahead, I definitely think they need to win this series. From the 916, sorry, I don't want to know who did my vasectomy. Well,
you don't?
I kind of do. I want to at least have a conversation.
You want a stranger to just come in?
Yeah, I don't want some rando coming in and whatever they snip. You know what, dude? There's some things I don't even want to talk about this early. I can't talk about vasectomies, man. That just freaks me out. Question 2, please.
The A's had their groundbreaking in Vegas yesterday.
Okay. Sorry, dude. I was so into your tone, and then I was like, why are you? Oh, that's why you're doing it in that voice. Okay, yes, go ahead, please.
Let's get an update. Do you think it's going to happen?
I go back and forth on this like every other day, dude. Everything logically tells me, no. John Fisher couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. It's failure after failure after failure. Vegas doesn't care. They really don't. There's like 5 people in Vegas that care,
and they're all online.
And they're all online. And one of them runs a semi well-known podcast. But on the other hand, the logical side of me goes, come on, man. Like, baseball's already kicked this can way down the road. You had Rob Manfred out there talking yesterday about how they're looking forward. Like, they've attached themselves to this. I'm not saying it's impossible, but also that's a lot of backtracking. I trust baseball more than I trust John Fisher, just from an ego standpoint.
It's going to be everybody dragging him across.
Yes. That's exactly what it's going to be, Chris. And what's funny is it's like when the Raiders moved. Let's remember, it was credit to Mark Davis for getting it done, and it's worked out well for the franchise. But Jerry Jones and Sheldon Adelson in the end were the ones that kind of dragged it across the finish line along with Roger Goodell. So, yeah, I think it's one of those things where they may at times wish they could go back and change this. But it's less about John Fisher's competence or incompetence, and more about I just think they're too far down the road on this thing. But the numbers ain't penciling out, man. He's got to come up with about $1.5 billion on his own. Yeah, maybe he gets his $600 million out of the earthquake.
Even that's not a real $600 million.
That's what exactly. Maybe he goes under. I mean, look, there's loans, there's this, there's that, but whatever. All right, question.
By the way, this is all stuff he could have done if he wanted to stay in Oakland, and they were giving him property and businesses and all of the things that is what you want from a franchise, like all these sports franchises want.
Yes.
And he's not getting any of that in Vegas.
No, because he wants to go. This whole thing is just so stupid and weird. Question 3, please.
Speaking of the A's. They open in Detroit today.
They do.
What are you expecting from this series?
Not a lot, man. Honestly, not a lot at all. I know we got a break here. Can't take too much time on this, but I will say they are going into Detroit for 3 games. Then they head to the Yankees for 3 games. And then they go to Tampa Bay, which is funny because it's the 2 teams playing a minor league ballpark. It's a minor league face-off. Detroit's just awesome. The only good news here is Luis Severino. Excuse me, hold on. Sorry, I had a piece of orange. Luis Severino is starting today. He's better on the road by far than at home. But, hey, there's Tarek Skubal. That's pitching against you. If the A's get 1 game out of the series, I'd consider it a success. And I'm not trying to be a D-bag. I honestly think if they don't get swept, it's a success. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's talk a little bit about this A's air quote groundbreaking they're doing. Also later on in the show, so many rumors flying around. I think I might have a trade for you to munch on. I don't do that a ton. Might have a trade for you. We'll get to all that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, inviting you to come join them every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. It's a safe and friendly environment, plenty of well-lit parking available, and it's conveniently located right there in downtown Sacramento. And remember, best food, best service, best games, 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck. And she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes. But when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Hey, Jason Ross will be back tomorrow. That's neat. We appreciate it.
Maybe.
Well, get him some time off. Well deserved. Well, we'll take you all the way till 10 a.m. when Alan Stiles will join us. I was telling Chris during the break, I'm 100% here for all the AI stuff involving animals. The cat and dog diving Olympics, for example. Like, I don't, honestly, I understand, okay? But you give me an hour a day, of dog and cat, hell, put in other cool animals. You give me an hour a day of dogs and cats doing different Olympic dives. I don't know, a lion throwing a javelin, whatever, dude. I'm watching, and when you think about it, you don't have to pay anyone except for the videos. That's it. You don't have to throw out prize money. Maybe even put in like a little AI interview with the winning dog, where he's just talking like the babies are talking in their podcasts. Just have a whole AI channel of cool AI stuff. I feel like that's actually going to happen.
What do you mean gonna?
No, I mean like a full-on like, hey, everything you see here is like straight up AI. Not like the dastardly dumb stuff. I'm talking about like cool, cute stuff. I'm talking about like I want to watch a half hour of a comedian doing a baby podcast.
You want to watch a half hour of that?
I don't know. If it's good content. I think babies talking like humans is funny. Adults. I guess they are humans. I think watching dogs flying off diving boards is hilarious. Yes, I'm an easy mark, dude. I don't need color. Is that a boomer thing?
Oh yeah.
Well, why is that? Why can't younger people be into dogs on diving boards?
It's just dumb.
Why? No, I'm
what do you mean why?
I mean, I'm saying why.
It's
cute. It's funny.
Is it?
Hey, look at the dog. He's on a diving board. He just did a flip. Why is that? Look, I know it's. Is it that it's dumb, or is it that, hey, it's AI? AI is dumb.
I think that there's just something in your brain it's clicking.
Yeah, I like cute stuff.
And then this is when you get into a thing of like, man, I can't like go somewhere and just sit there and not do something.
Oh, I have to. You mean like my attention span? I
Yeah.
have to watch something. Yeah, I like watching stuff. I'm fine with it. Better than, look, I can just stare at you or my family watching whatever, or I can watch dogs doing jumps. Good dog. Fine with that.
Sit, Ubi, sit.
Good dog. Bark. All right. Let's get to the stupid groundbreaking thing. Here's some video for you. Let's start with the Speaker of the House in Nevada. You always know somebody's super into baseball when they're loyal fans of like 3 teams. Nothing. Sorry. All right, there you go. I unclicked the wrong one. Sorry, everybody. See, that's unprepared. I unmuted the wrong tab. There we go. Because I had to mute the dogs. I was playing the dogs. Here we go. Here's I don't know what the hell his name. I don't care who he is, but he's a House Speaker.
Now, I have been a baseball fan as long as I can remember. I recall meeting Kirby Puckett at a bowling alley in Minnesota when I was just a kid. When we moved to Michigan, I became and still am a huge Detroit Tigers fan. I have some family from the Detroit area in the back, so they're representing the Tigers here today. And then when my legal career took me to Arizona, I became a loyal Diamondbacks fan, attending dozens of games.
Right.
I will still root for the Tigers. I have to, or my mom will let me back in the state. But I have already become an A's.
$100 says his mom does not care at all who he roots for. At all.
Fan too, and I'm proud to
I'm sorry, I missed that part. He's a big A's fan now. Hold on, let's go back. Big A's fan.
But I have already become an A's fan too, and I'm proud to maintain that dual loyalty and cheer for the success of the A's all the way to a World Series championship.
Yeah. Those are more. Look at that applause. Dude, come on, man.
When is there going to be an A's press conference where another team isn't brought up?
It's a great point. Probably about the same time, Chris, that there's going to be a A's press conference where somebody doesn't have to look at note cards to remember who the players are. I think there's I actually think there's one with oh, here we go. Here's Rob Manfred totally knowing by heart who the A's players are. If you're watching, you'll see him look at his note cards. If you're just listening, you'll hear him pause.
And I'm sure some of you are already watching. The A's have put together one of the most talented young rosters in Major League Baseball as they begin to build towards 2028.
Like who?
Players like Jacob Wilson
and
Brent Rooker, Lawrence Butler should help bring not only a baseball team, but a winner to here in Las Vegas.
Clap. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. Here's old ex-KHTKer Chris Townsend talking to Mark Bedane, former president of the Raiders, now president of the Athletics. This is actually, for those of you out there, I don't often say this, but get your, look, if you got Kleenex nearby, I'm not trying to get you emotional this early, but this might get you, as Mark talks about all the unfair abuse John Fisher has taken.
The Fisher family has taken a lot. And what do you think this is going to mean for them when this building goes up and they open in 2028?
It's going to be a great moment for the family. They have taken a lot. They've taken a lot of unfair abuse. And when you get to know John and Laura and the rest of the family, they're just generous, caring, wonderful, authentic people. Similar to my last employer, they're not in it for the money. I think people make that mistake. They're doing this for the right reasons. They're doing this to create something special. What John and the design team have done in this building is really incredible. You've seen the renderings, but when it comes to life, people are really going to want to be here and be a part of it, and it's going to add to this incredible skyline.
I got to find this clip. Where did he say it? Hold on. This is the best of all.
Similar to my last employer, they're not in it for the money.
Here's and I know it's not the media's fault because John Fisher doesn't talk to anybody.
No.
But the one question I would love to hear him answer is, why do you deserve the A's more than the Oakland community?
Good luck.
I would love to hear his reaction to that. Well, I bought them, so they're mine.
You know the one clip?
Mommy and Daddy gave me money to give them to me, and now I have them, so I get to do what I want.
One clip we are not playing is the John Fisher press conference because there wasn't one.
My last employer, they're not in it for the money.
Come on, Mark. I'll bet you Mark Medane's a good guy. I don't know why I think that. He's probably a good dude. But come on, bro. You got a soul, don't you? Is not in it for the money.
And here's the thing, too, of obviously I feel bad for Oakland. I think the A's should still be in Oakland. They should be there forever.
Sure.
But I think just like you, there's a part of me that wants him to go to Vegas, get all of this built, and just fail miserably.
There's every single part of me wants that. That isn't, I get what you're saying. Like, we'd rather them stay in Oakland. But if they can't, it'll be fun to watch the absolute failure they're going to have in Vegas.
Yes.
Here's your guy, Chris. Here's your guy, John Fisher's opening statement.
You know, these projects, they probably look like they happen pretty quickly, but the reality is incredible amount of work and time and effort and so many people's involvement to even bring us to today. And 3 years from now, you know, you'll see the fruits of all of that labor when in 2028 we have opening day out here on the Las Vegas Strip. It's an epic moment for our 124-year-old franchise.
Okay. You're Snake. Let's see. Let's look for other things that are here he is shouting out Ricky Henderson.
You know, I don't know if you guys know, but you know, we lost one of the greatest Oakland Athletics ball players to ever play. And
I don't know if you've heard, Ricky Henderson passed. Breaking. I'm not sure if you're aware, says the owner of the Athletics.
Oakland Athletics ball players to ever play. And that was Ricky Henderson. And Ricky was here just a short time ago when we had the implosion on this site, sat in the back behind, 500 people watching that event, totally unassuming. No one knew who he was. But those people that understood baseball and recognized him, knew that they were in the presence of genius and really greatness. And so, we've dedicated this season, but I think we can think that we're really dedicating, so much about where we are today to our great Ricky Henderson. So we miss him.
Mr. Fisher, Chris Verlad, Sacktown Sports.
Yes.
When was the last time Ricky Henderson played for the A's?
Honest to God, you know what? Look, this is getting, I instinctively want to stop and not be mean. But, okay, let's just be mean. Chris, as we go to break, I'm going to give you the $250,000 suitcase question. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
You got to bet it one way or the other. Be serious now. Don't let your emotions stay. This is $250,000, dude. If you ask John Fisher to spell Ricky, as in Ricky Henderson,
not a chance.
Do you think so?
No
So you're legit putting to it. I think I would too. I think I'm with you. Like part of me is like,
and it's got to be. You got to make sure that it's like we're just in a room.
Yep.
There's nothing around him.
No notes. John, spell Ricky Henderson's first name. I don't think I'm with you, dude. I don't think I think it's R-I-C-K-Y.
Exactly.
River Madness coming up next. Tyrese Halliburton comments, his first comments after surgery. We'll talk a little bit about the East and Game 7 and how these injuries are going to shake things up. We'll get to it next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Tuesday. It'll be a nice cool start thanks to the Delta breeze heading through the afternoon. Expect bright sunshine. Temperatures down slightly today. We're back to what is seasonable. Expect highs upper 80s to low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Roseville Auto Mall is Northern California's ultimate destination when looking for your next vehicle. Find the largest selection with 20 top brands. Find spectacular deals during our big 4th of July sales event going on now at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Right now, get a $15 gift card after rebate with the purchase of select AC Pro refrigerant products at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Hey, movie fans, get ready for the most authentic racing film there's ever been. F1, the IMAX experience.
They're saying Sonny Hayes isn't a husband. He's a never was.
Starring Brad Pitt, F1 the movie puts you in the driver's seat of high-octane drama and speed. Filmed for IMAX, feel the rush of the track like never before on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen with horsepower audio. Get your reserved seats today at IMAX.com/Sacramento. F1 playing this week at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoplet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Oh, and that's a hard foul. Let's listen for the call on the floor.
The taxpayer owes back taxes. Penalties and interest are assessed and wage garnishments to begin immediately.
The IRS never misses that call. I wonder if they will challenge it.
The call is under review.
Priority Tax Relief has been called in for a review. Priority is the best in the business at negotiating your tax debt and has even eliminated the debt for some clients. Priority Tax Relief is saving their clients millions of dollars every month.
After a careful review from Priority Tax Relief, the debt has been eliminated. No foul on the play.
Whoa! That completely changes the game, folks.
If you owe more than $5,000, call Priority Tax Relief, and in minutes they'll review your case for free with a direct line to the IRS to see if you qualify for life-changing relief. No more worrying about wage garnishments or frozen bank accounts. Call Priority Tax Relief today at 800-899-2289. That's 800-899-2289.
We make your tax relief our priority.
Call now. Priority Tax Relief.
KHD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, Sacktown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
I give Chris Guerrero in our chat a lot of crap, like I give everybody because we're family. But I'm not picking on him here. I actually think he's being semi-serious. During the break, he says, "By the way, nobody liked going to Oakland to watch games." Now that's hyperbole, because obviously some people did. I think even he'd admit that. But let's spend a quick second on that. I'm a diehard lifelong Giants fan from Candlestick to now. I grew up on Bob Brenly and Will Clark and Bob Melvin, Scotty Gereltz, Greg Minton, Rick Russell, Don Robinson, et cetera, Jose Uribe, RIP. I loved going to A's games. I loved. Not I liked, not I could tolerate, not it was fine. Dude, I loved it. And it wasn't just nostalgia of like, oh, you know, it's back when Parks had soul, which it did. You say, yes, dude, the Coliseum had a lot of issues. I'm not indifferent to that. They really did. But you know what? My seat was fine. It was as comfortable as any other seat I've been in, even if it was missing some paint. The hot dogs were hot dogs. The sodas were sodas. The popcorn and the peanuts were popcorn and peanuts. And cheaper than most other parks I'd go to. And the field, say what you want about the Coliseum, dude. The field was pristine. They did a wonderful job on the field. Any baseball fan knows the feeling of walking on the concourse, and by rule, Chris, walking on a concourse, there's no sunlight. You're surrounded by cement, top and bottom, so it's dimmer and darker. Okay, and you can see the sunlight on the field to your left or right, depending on where you're walking. Every baseball fan knows the feeling of walking up the steps or down the steps from the concourse, and it's like it is literally like walking up. It's like Wizard of Oz, dude. When Dorothy stepped outside, it was all sepia, and then she steps outside and it's color. That's what the feeling is. It's an emotional feeling to me. Walking from the concourse, and then all of a sudden you're in the bright lights, you squint a little bit, you look left and right, everything goes from the gray concrete and the muted colors of the concourse to the beautiful, sunny, usually stadium with fans milling around, the smell of peanuts and garlic fries or whatever, the sounds of the popcorn here, people. And at the Coliseum, dude, I will tell you this, and I've said it before. I took my wife, and more importantly, I mean, God bless my wife, took my father, and once a year we would save up for those behind home plate tickets. I took my dad to go see the Yankees behind home plate. And it cost us $500. $500 a lot of money. Please don't get me wrong. $500 a lot of money. But I'm saying we would save up. It was our one big thing.
I'm attempting to dazzle Dave.
And good luck doing that at any other park for that price. By the way, all you could drink, all you could eat. And I'm watching my dad, as you know, there's more days behind us than ahead of us. Just turn his stomach into knots, eating everything he could get his hands on. Me too. And watching baseball with players close enough to touch. But I've also sat in the upper deck many times at that Coliseum. Baseball's a romantic sport. It's not like basketball and football. Those are not romantic sports. Baseball is romantic. Baseball, there's a reason it's called the America's pastime. It's not the biggest sport in the country. It's not. It hasn't been for a long time. But I think a big reason why it's America's pastime is because of that romance beneath. And a lot of that has to do with the connection to our ancestors, our grandfathers or fathers or mothers or grandmothers or whatever, and the stories and the things you read in the Ken Burns baseball doc and however you consume it. Knowing that you're watching guys play on a field that are putting stats up in a similar situation that guys in the late 1890s did. There's something cool and historical about that. And John Fisher's taking the romance out of that. And he is completely corporatizing it and throwing it into the middle of a desert for people that don't want it. Give me Oakland any day of the week, dude. Not Sacramento. It's fine. I'd much rather have a different team, an expansion team, something down the road. John Fisher, the saddest thing of this whole thing is John Fisher. There is, maybe I'm being a Disney guy here. I feel like there still is a redemption arc for John Fisher. If you could somehow like morph into his brain, have him one day say, you know what? I had an epiphany. John Fisher needs to be visited by the ghost of baseball past. And to have him just have this epiphany, this ain't gonna happen, and say, I've come to my senses. I'm so sorry. This is wrong. I want to stay out. Oakland deserves a team.
For that to happen, I think he would have to show that he has any idea what empathy is.
Yeah, and you're right, and he doesn't. Certainly doesn't appear that way.
The other thing about A's games, it was such a party to go there.
Yes.
Like you would go.
Atmosphere was so unique.
You would go, like I would go to the games specifically to go and tailgate and hang out with my friends and have a good time there.
Yep.
Then you go in and it's just a party and you've got the drums going.
The vuvuzelas
and people going crazy and stuff like that. And if the A's win, then it's a party going out. And if you're at one of those midday games where it's like 4 o'clock when you're getting out and you're just hanging out just to wait for the traffic to die and maybe even barbecuing some more is the best.
And people got grills in the parking lot. Like you said, you're tailgating. That's a lost art, man. Being able to gather with your friends that you made at the park and everybody brings, I got the hot dogs, you got the buns, he's got the burgers, he's got the this, whatever. There is nothing, man. Well, I mean, like SEC games, college football, but tailgating is awesome.
Like professional sports wise?
Nothing like it. And you tailgate before, roll into the game. It's a whole day atmosphere of family and friends, and here's some baseball. That is Americana, dude. Not doing that in Vegas. What did the Raiders do? Didn't the Raiders do something where they tried to do or they're doing like some $2,000 tailgate section or something? Why is that?
I think that's also the Niners have something like that.
Do they? I mean, come on, man. Let them get the little portable grills.
This is
out.
like, and it's coming from me, and you were talking about it earlier, the corporatization of sports. It's these owners saying like, well, they're eating their own food.
Right.
How can we get in on that?
That's right. That's exactly right.
Oh, they brought their own drinks. How can we get in on that?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Wouldn't it be great for somebody to own a team and be like, look, dude, and why doesn't this exist? Well, I think part of it is other owners wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
For just an owner to be like, you know what? I'm cool breaking even, man. I'll even lose a little bit. I got enough. How about a game where you can tailgate? We're going to keep the tickets as low as we can. We're just going to try. Our goal is to break even every year. That's it. I'll publish my books. You can see what we're making and what we're losing. If we make a ton of money, I'll put that in a little slush fund for the years we lose a little money. We lose a little money, I'll cover it, but I'll let you know. And if we adjust ticket prices, I'm going to tell you why I have to, but I'm going to show you the books, and I'm going to subsidize some of this because my great grandkids are going to private school. I'm good. They have the ability to do that, at least financially.
They don't want to say this at all, but we know that they're profitable without exuberant ticket prices.
Yeah, it's TV
because they made a profit during COVID.
Yes,
when no one was allowed in. We're not dumb.
Are we though?
We allow them to get away with it.
That's right. Ultimately, I still feel like there's one thing that I have to do with my time on this earth. I keep talking about it. I would love to be on my deathbed someday. Well, I wouldn't like to be on my deathbed, but when I'm on,
I can't wait.
Can't wait. It's going to be great. When I am on my deathbed, let me back up here. I know we got three for here. In my dealings with English soccer / football, one thing I have learned, maybe more than anything, the fans, or as they call them, supporters, have a real say in things. First off, they do publish their books. The teams do over there. Secondly, there are bylaws in the leagues that require that executives with the soccer teams over there meet with the official fan group every quarter, every 3 months out of the year. So for Huddersfield Town, for example, they have the HTSA. That's their supporter group. And the people on the group change. They have a term, and the new fans get to come in and do the thing, and they elect their, president, treasurer, whatever the hell. They have real pull because the teams know that if they were just to say, here's the middle finger, screw you, you'll take the ticket price and you'll like it, or you'll take it, whatever it is, that the supporter groups ultimately can be like, okay, cool. Guess what? That 20,000 you were hoping for, you can cut that in half next match. We're going to have protests and signs all outside your stadium. We're going to have people probably rush on the field at some point with their spraying their pink smoke or green smoke and with their signs. We're going to create absolute chaos, and you're going to end up being a laughing stock and a joke, and you're going to come back and do the thing anyways. Not that there aren't disagreements, not that there aren't things that go against each other, but they have real power. We have none of that here.
Manchester City fans, they had a couple protests this season. They're planning on ticket price raises. Not only did they freeze it, they lowered prices in some areas.
It is always a back and forth between the two entities. And I've seen it just like you have personally. I've seen the fans' voice heard and acted upon in many ways. We have a whole department specifically for fan relations. Somebody goes to, there's a wonderful lady that runs it. Her name's Robin Kennedale. One of my favorite people over there, and she and her team, their whole job there is our group of what we call ultras, the super fans that every soccer team has, is called the Cowshed Loyal. So the reps from the Cowshed Loyal email Robin and say, hey, we need a place, please, to store our banners for the games, and we want to raise some money for new stuff, blah, 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 blah. Her whole job is like, okay, I'll find you a spot, and let's get this fundraiser going. Or we have a disabled supporters association. I'm having trouble getting to my seat. This lift elevator doesn't work. Whatever. You get it done. Imagine a world where you had every team had its own fan union that had real power to inflict boycotts, not just of the team. That's not what gets it. But imagine a situation. Let's just take the A's, for example, in Oakland. They raise prices by 50%. Everybody's pissed off. John Fisher says, screw you. So what does that group do in addition to 10,000 people outside each game? They're going to all their big advertisers. They're going to Dunkin' Donuts or Wine Stocks or Nordstrom. I don't know, dude. And you've got 30, 40, 50 people at all of these places. Same thing with NBC Sports California. All their advertisers during A's games. And they're boycotting. You're helping a crook do that. That scares the hell out of these people. And they get real power for it. Imagine Kings fans having that type of voice. Imagine A's fans, Giants fans. It just hasn't been done. It just hasn't been organized. So get on it, Chris.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
3 for Madness, question 1.
Tyrese Halliburton said he'd do it again. Do you think the Pacers would too?
No.
Well, I mean, if they knew what was going to happen,
that's
yes.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't blame the Pacers for doing what they did at all. I get it, 100%. Your whole job is to win a title, and you're never there, dude. Like, just ask Kings fans. You're never there. And you got to do what you got to do. You really do. You got to do what you got to do in that situation. I completely understand why they did that. I really do. Just put up a picture of Tyrese Halliburton in his hospital bed. You think they could help him out, by the way? He's an NBA player. Like, we've all seen pictures of relatives or whoever in their hospital beds. That's what it looks like. Put like a Pacers blanket over him or something. Give him a foam finger, a hat, something. I don't know. He said he'd do it again. I believe him. And I don't blame him one bit. And I certainly don't blame the Pacers. I really don't. He said, man, don't know how to explain it other than shock. Words cannot express the pain of this letdown. The frustration's unfathomable. I've worked my whole life to get to this moment. This is how it ends. Makes no sense. There's a lot more there. We'll get to that a little bit later. Question number 2, please.
Question 2.
Who is your early favorite to win the East next season?
We got into this a little bit yesterday. I look, this very easily could change because I think we're going to have a very, very big offseason when it comes to moves. But it's the Cavs. Let's not forget. I know what the Cavs did, most importantly, didn't do in the playoffs. But of all the things in the playoffs that are being talked about or not being talked about, this is kind of the weirdest one because the Cavs were the second best team in the NBA last year. They were the best team in the East. We spend so much time talking about OKC for good reason. But the Cavs won 64 games, dude. They were 64-18. When you look at their roster, Jared Allen's 27, Darius Garland's 25, Donovan Mitchell's 28, Evan Mobley's 24. That is also a very young core. And they were injured. They had 2 very big injuries bothering them. Pacers beat them in 5. Fair play to the Pacers. Are we so easy? Is it so easy for us to forget that they closed out the Heat in Miami 138-83? Is it so easy for us to forget that they also won Game 3 in Miami by 37? That's 55 and 37. That's what, 80, 92 points. They beat Miami in Miami by a combined 92 points in games 3 and 4. And then Garland's hopping around on one leg the rest of the series. Mobley's got issues, or was it Allen? One of them. So I'm sticking with the Cavs, dude. Now, Darius Garland may very well be gone next year. And this could change, but as it stands right now, yeah. Why wouldn't you go Cavs? In fact, I'm more confident it's the Cavs than I was 2 weeks ago. Tyrese Halliburton's out. Jason Tatum's out. Damian Lillard's out. Maybe the Knicks challenge them, but they fired their coach. I think Detroit's still a little young. They finished 20 back. And, okay, you got to talk about the Magic a little bit, but Magic were literally 41-41 last year, a 500 team. Do we really think Desmond Bane is going to take them from 41-41 to a 55-60 win team? Maybe. I think the Cavs are the heavy favorite as it stands right now in the East. Question 3, please.
Question 3.
Game 7 was the most watched NBA Finals in 6 years. Is this more about the basketball itself or it being a Game 7?
I don't want to waffle here and say it's a little bit of both. It is a little bit of both, but the question is, which is it more of? I think it's more that it was a Game 7. I do. I think people hear Game 7, they go, okay.
I had several people tell me, okay, I'll watch this game.
Yeah. And look, I've done that before. Like, I've gotten to where I watch all the Stanley Cup Finals completely, but I've definitely, Game 7. Oh. Or maybe it's, I don't normally watch a ton of WNBA, but if it's a Game 7 in the playoffs, I'll tune in. There's just something about a Game 7, an elimination game, that it's why March Madness is so successful, or one of the many reasons, because everything's an elimination game. Win or go home games in any sport. NFL playoffs, everything's win or go home. Baseball, same thing. Maybe somebody doesn't watch the NLCS, but it's Game 7. And isn't this the first Game 7? Isn't this the first Game 7 we've had in a while? I think.
Was it Cavs Warriors the last one?
Was it? That sounds right. Let's see. List of NBA. Let me me see. NBA. I saw this stat the other day, so I should know this. There have been 19 NBA finals that have gone to a game 7. Yeah, it shows the last one was, you're right, it was Cavs Warriors. 2016. So, yeah, this is the first game 7 in 9 years. And shockingly, this is the highest rated game in 6. So, yeah, I think that's a big deal. Hold on, let me just for funsies here. What would that be? 2024 NFL. I just want to illustrate something here that we already kind of both know. Just looking for numbers. The NFL playoffs. How many millions did they say watch the game 7? 7 numbers. What was it, like 6 million or something? Here we go. 6-year high for the NBA. And it was 16.35 million. I mean, Sunday, the most watched NBA Finals contest since 2019, when the last 2 games of that series drew better than 18 million. The 2024 NFL playoffs averaged 38.5 million viewers. That's the 12 games in the wild card, divisional, and conference championship rounds. The Niners, this is a year ago. The Niners, when they beat the Lions in the NFC Championship game, viewership peaked at 59 million. 59 million. That's triple. For the NFC Championship game, that is triple what the NBA did. And the numbers get worse if you go to the World Series. That is how dominant the NFL is. All right, as we take a break from the 209, Pacers will never be back to the finals again, mark my words. I don't like when people say that just willy-nilly. Sir or ma'am, are you willing to bet your life on that? You said never, ever. So what if you're wrong and the Pacers ever go to the finals, are you willing to make that bet? But if they do go to the finals, you have to go to jail for the rest of your life. And if you're no longer on this earth, your firstborn, they have to go to jail for the rest of their lives. Are you willing to make that bet, or are you just texting a radio show? We'll never go back. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Take a break. The NBA draft is coming up. Kings are trying to get a first-round pick. What is your interest level in this draft right now? And also, I have a trade that's going to make you angry. Let's see if we have time to get to that. In the meantime, let me talk to you about my good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. That's a long time. Well, how do they do it? How do they do it? They do it with referrals. They do it because they're family owned and operated. They do it because they grew up here. They do it because their kids go to school with your kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Every business is trying to make a buck, but just like we talked about earlier with greed, they're not greedy because they know better to make less now, but have your business for life than be one and done. Better to make less now and have you say to your friends, wow, I used American Energy Heating and Air. They're fantastic. You really should use them. Think about that with just any business. Give them a call at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Remember also, If you're already talking to somebody else, they are your free second opinion partner. It's a major financial purchase if you're doing a new air conditioning unit or furnace. Why would you possibly not want to take somebody's price and then have American Energy come out and give you a second opinion for free? Worst case scenario, they come out, they can't beat the price. You know you have a good deal and you have peace of mind. Best case scenario, which is the most likely scenario, they come out, they give you a free second opinion, and oh my God, look at all the money you're saving. Get that second opinion at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Maybe a draft and a trade idea for you next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis, put the frosting on the cake, put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a two-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Outgrove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Tuesday. It'll be a nice cool start thanks to the Delta breeze heading through the afternoon. Expect bright sunshine, temperatures down slightly today. We're back to what is seasonable. Expect highs upper 80s to low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Baseball, fireworks, and patriotic fun. Join the Sacramento Rivercats on July 3rd for our Independence Eve extravaganza, presented by Budweiser. It's a summer tradition packed with fireworks, baseball, friends, family, and unforgettable memories. Bring the whole crew and enjoy America's pastime under the lights, followed by a post-game fireworks show lighting up the Sacramento skyline. It's the perfect way to kick off Independence festivities. Lock in your tickets for July 3rd at rivercats.com.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Skeeter here. Got a question. What's small and dark with white bands on its legs and bites during the day?
Mosquitoes. Hi, I'm Luz Maria Robles, but these are two new types of day-biting mosquitoes. They're invading our area and becoming a big problem.
And they can be dangerous.
But we're on it, so when you see them, report it at fightthebite.net. In the meantime, use insect repellent and drain stagnant water around your yard.
We're here to help with these day-biting mosquitoes.
Visit us at fightthebite.net.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Just across the wire here into my email, I have my hot little hand. Why do people say that? Hot little. Why would you want hot and little hands? The hell does that mean? I got it right here in my hot little hands. How about your dry, room temperature, normal, soft hands? Imagine somebody coming up to you with hot little hands, waving them at you. Hey, you want to touch? No, dude. Weird. DeMar DeRozan's next stop. This is according to sportsbet.ag. 3-1 favorites, the Miami Heat, followed by the Grizzlies at 4-1. The Hornets at 5-1. The Nuggets at 6-1. The Sixers at 7-1. Hey, look, the Lakers at 14-1. Yeah, that's just aggregating media reports. Again, DeMar DeRozan could end up in Miami. You can't never say never about whatever, but as Allen reported Friday, as of last Wednesday, they had not spoken about DeMar DeRozan. Know that for a fact. And the report started before that, so you know. I do have a thought. Every once in a while I pull out ye old trade machine because why not? It's the off season. And I was thinking, the Heat and the Kings have had, conversations. I'm sure Pat Riley and Scott Perry have had a couple. So what if you really, really wanted to shake things up? You know what I'm saying? What if you really wanted to move stuff around? Now, warning, this is going to probably piss some people off. But, we're just thinking here. There's no dumb ideas. Well, there are some dumb ideas. Let me find this from this morning. Yeah, bing, bing, bing. All right. Yep. 4. All right. Well, here's a way for DeRozan to go there, but this one might hurt. What do you think of this, Chris? I didn't want to say it. The Miami Heat send the Sacramento Kings Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. in exchange for Domantas Sabonis and DeMar DeRozan. Miami would also send their number 20 first-round pick.
I'd take it.
Let me explain where I'm coming from here.
Give me Jaime.
Is that why you're taking it? All right. For those who are not Jaime Jaquez stans.
I think Jason would take it too.
I have a feeling he would too. For those of you who are not Jaime Jaquez or UCLA stans, or both, here's where I would come from in the thinking there. Jaime Jaquez Jr. is a tweener guard who obviously has a bit of potential. We're not talking all-star potential, almost certainly, but, good rotational player.
Not every team has 5 all-stars.
That's right.
Unless you're the late 20-teens Warriors.
You're taking Terry Rozier and his $25 million contract on, I believe, an expiring, and they really want off that deal. So you're helping Miami there. Terry Rozier at this point is a negative asset, and it's important that needs to be acknowledged for those saying, if you're saying, well, why would the Heat do that? And when you look at Scary Terry, he's 31 years old, and he hasn't been very scary lately. Not having a very good time there. He's been kind of buried when he's been playing. When you look at his numbers last year, 10 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. And I'm rounding up, by the way, just not impressive. But this is a guy that has done much better in his, he played, 23 games, or excuse me, he played 64. He started 23. And Terry Rozier is a guy who's 6'1". Ideally he's a 2, but he's also 6'1". He can play the 1. If you can get anything out of Terry Rozier, whatever. He's whatever. Bam Adebayo is interesting because Bam has a big contract coming up, but he's making 35 this year. And Bam Adebayo is not Domantas Sabonis. He is a completely different type of center. First off, he's 6'9". He's technically an undersized center, but it would be interesting to see if you could let him and Jonas step all over each other, although they're going to occupy a lot of the same space. He is 27, and he and Sabonis both kind of fill each other's needs, if you will, or weaknesses. Adebayo and Sabonis are going to score about the same. Sabonis is a better rebounder, but Bam Adebayo is a better defender. It would be very interesting if they went in that direction. You're sending them to DeRozan, so they're going to get some scoring back, and then you get the first round pick. So you grab yourself a different style center who also, by the way, gives you the opportunity to hop off of that contract if you want, although I do think they'd acquire him to extend him. Bam is 27. Gives both of them a new atmosphere. But really what you're doing, you're getting in the first round, you're skewing more defensive, and now all of a sudden you have the ability to put Bam Adebayo, Keegan Murray, and Keon Ellis on the floor at the same time. If you really want to go defense, that's also if Devin Carter's still going to be here. It increasingly looks like he may not be here. He's certainly been an incredibly popular name brought up, as has Keon Ellis. The Kings' 3 best trade chips right now, to be honest with you, I don't know if Sabonis is in the top 3 because of the contract. He's certainly the best player on the team. But Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray, and Devin Carter are getting they are getting the most inquiries around the league by far on this team. And I know some of you listening right now are immediately going, hold on a second. If there's 3 guys on this team you don't trade, it's Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray, and Devin Carter. We don't want to give up on Devin Carter too early. We saw what we did with Tyrese Halliburton. Keon Ellis was our little piece of gold we found in the dust. And Keegan Murray's Keegan Murray. Hey, I get all of that, dude. I get it. I don't want to give any of them up either. I 100% hear you. But let's go back to the 5 words I've said for years. And you got to always repeat this to yourself. Other GMs get paid too. That's if you count GMs as one word, by the way. Other GMs get paid too. Those are the most popular assets, dude. You got to give to get. So I need to know who's on the other side. None of them are untradeable.
How many fans of other teams, if they were in a trade with the Kings, would be like, well, Keegan's got to be a part of it?
100%. Dave, do you really think Bam, a college teammate and friend of De'Aaron Fox, is going to come to the Kings? Well, Malik Monk is. It's a business, dude. It's a business. We'll take a break. When we come back, there's an interesting little topic that popped up yesterday. I want to get into it. Fernando Tatis has filed a lawsuit against a company that gave him $2 million, and he signed a contract for that $2 million, and he owes them $2 million, but he didn't want to pay him. But there's a lot more to the story there. A lot more to that story I want to get into. Also, I want to get into what's going on right now for the 4th of July at Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Just a 5-minute drive from the airport. You know, people hear Woodland. They go, oh, all the way up in Woodland. Dude, it's 5 minutes from the airport. And by the way, even if it was an hour from the airport, which it's not, yeah, that's a big purchase. Other than your house, your car is probably the biggest purchase you're going to make. So regardless, doesn't matter. And Hoblet has so many phenomenal deals going on, as they always do, which is a reason why they're the number 3 Ram truck dealer in the country, number 1 in California. JD Power Customer Service Award winners for years now. Because they're straightforward. First off, they have a huge selection, over 400 Ram trucks, plus all the brand new Jeeps, all the other cars. But you can go to the used car center downtown and get a bunch of vehicles under 20 grand. You can get yourself a brand new Ram. Here's the bottom line. You can search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. The price you see is the price you pay. There's no hidden fees. There's no add-ons. And when it comes to MSRP, while other dealers are marking it up, Hoblet's marking them down. No hassle, no pressure ever dealership. Go to HobletDodge.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you. Take a break. I'll get into this Fernando Tatis thing next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys. And I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia. I got a tour of their headquarters. I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret, AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes, but when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Get to your local Toyota dealer because the 4th of July sales event is on. This summer, freedom comes with a full tank and endless possibilities. Right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Tacoma or get an incredible $3,000 cash back on 2025 Tundra. Plus, check out the all-new 2025 4Runner. The hottest deals of the summer won't last long, so don't miss the chance to roam. Your Toyota truck is ready for it all. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cashback available through TMNA and cannot be combined with other offers at 6/30/25.
Once in the morning to get your sports fix.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Saw this news yesterday. It's an interesting topic. Fernando Tatis is suing Big League Advance in an attempt to void the future earnings contract he signed as a minor leaguer that could cost him $34 million. It accuses the company of using predatory tactics to lure him into an investment deal that was actually an illegal loan. So he got $2 million up front in exchange for 10% of his future earnings. So, for example, Tatis in 2021 signed a 14-year deal worth $340 million. So easy math tells you that $34 million, that's a nice profit for this company. Franmil Reyes, who played for the Padres at one point, is also being sued by the company. They say he owes them a little over $400,000 in past due payments plus interest from when he played in Japan. I'm partially torn on this, but not really. So, like, my first reaction when I heard this was, well, hold on a second, dude. You signed a contract. Like, you got $2 million. You got by the way, why is the son of Fernando Tatis doing that? I guess I got to imagine money was not an issue in that household, but beyond that, you signed a deal for you got the $2 million. I'm guessing you spent it on things. Hello. That's the deal you signed. What was it? Was it not in the contract? Was it hidden that you owed 10%? You made a deal. The company took a risk. They gave you this money. I'm assuming interest-free. I got to think it's based on future earnings. And they took a risk on you. What if you went out the next day or the next year as a minor leaguer and you tore your knee? Or it's baseball, dude. We did this a few weeks ago when we were talking about the draft. How many number 1, number 2, number 3 picks in the baseball draft never panned out to anything? You know, for every Buster Posey or whoever there's 20 Brian Taylors or Todd Van Poppels or Ben McDonald's. So you got a company out there that is, you know, I'd love to, by the way, hear about all the deals this company's made, including ones they've lost on. So the company is betting on you to do well, and they're taking a piece in exchange for giving you money when you didn't have any. Everybody listening right now, imagine what $2 million would do to your life if you got it today. And unless you're already somebody with that much money in the bank, that is life-changing money. $2 million is life-changing money. I'm going to bet the large, if not entire audience listening right now, at least 99% of you, $2 million would pay everything you have off, and you'd have plenty left over. Pay off your house, pay off your cars, you'd be completely debt-free, and you'd have enough money to get the cool suite on the cruise ship. Maybe buy some shoes. So on the surface, I'm like, dude, pay the money. Shut up. $34 million, you still got what, 280 left? You made the deal. But then you kind of get into the weeds of this thing. I think I'll just start with my biggest issue is he was 17. He was 17. Now that's a little strange. First off, I'm not entirely sure. I'm no lawyer, although I am the son of a lawyer. It's a little weird for a 17-year-old to you're legitimately not an adult.
Okay, Dave.
What?
Next thing you're going to say is you can't get into hundreds of thousands of dollars of loan debt just because you're 17 and going to school.
I mean, okay, so you're on the side of the business here. You think you should pay it back?
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I think it's like, listen, you can break, like, Tatis, you don't want this contract, you don't like it, give the $2 million back, and we're clear of this.
Yeah, but that's they already gave him the $2 million when he was 17.
Yeah.
They've already lost that money. They've given it to him. The interest, what they could have done with that. If you don't have an issue with the contract itself, no, they gotta.
If there's a problem with the contract and he's too young to sign the contract, have him give the money back to them.
You're talking about today?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then where do they get damages?
Oh no, don't get into business with a 17-year-old.
Ah, okay. So we're on the same page. You shouldn't be able to do that when you're 17.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to turn this into a student loan conversation, oh boy, we can certainly do that for the next 2 hours. I'm also not a big fan of whatabouts, and you're kind of doing that. And I think that's a big problem in our society.
That 17-year-olds shouldn't be entering contracts?
No, let me give you an example. Hey, President Trump did this thing. Oh yeah, what about Obama?
Doing the same thing?
I'm saying, how many times have you seen?
I'm against the thing.
Right, but on social media, for example, it's everyone's favorite discourse. or switch it. Obama, Trump, look, I'm not trying to, the thing can be bad and other things can be bad too, but that doesn't mean we can't focus on this thing. We can also focus on that thing, but we shouldn't hijack every conversation with, for example, we want to do something in the city. We want to build something. We want the city to invest in this thing. There's homeless. Or kids need books in schools. These are all true.
I think that's what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're doing what you're talking about. That's what you're bringing that. I'm not doing that.
No, you did that with student loans.
It's the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It is. If you're 17 years old, you shouldn't be getting involved in huge money negotiations.
But are the student loan companies, feds, are they getting paid back percentages of somebody's future earnings based on XYZ? No, they're getting paid back their money plus interest, which, by the way, is
a lot of interest.
Is it?
Yes.
How much is it in interest percentage-wise, generally, for the average?
I don't know generally, but you see these people that have paid 3 times of what their loan is and still owe more than what their loan was to begin with.
I don't want to go down that route. I'm actually honestly curious. What is the average interest rate for a student loan? What, you can't answer that? 6%. Where was Fernando Tatis on this? Let him do this. That's the thing. Yeah, it's a conundrum, man. He signed the deal. They took a risk. At the same time, 17. By the way, can I just say you're not really an adult till you're 21? Can we legalize that one? You tell me a 19-year-old's an adult?
I would argue that maybe a 21-year-old is an adult.
But they're more of an adult than a 19-year-old. I hear you. I don't think you're really an adult till you're 30. Be honest with you. Maybe 25. 25 is
25, I think, is like, okay.
You're not an adult at 18, dude. All right, what did we learn today? Do not get into contracts like that when you're underage, and Chris likes student loans. When we come back, top of the hour. As I wrote here, Jrue Holiday. Good typing, Dave. Jrue Holiday has been traded. Why? Sacramento had interest. Do they still? Is this the final landing spot for Jrue Holiday, or are the Kings still in the mix? We'll talk about it next.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by California Sun.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Tuesday. It'll be a nice cool start thanks to the Delta breeze heading through the afternoon. Expect bright sunshine, temperatures down slightly today. We're back to what is seasonable. Expect highs upper 80s to low 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Free wellness, red light therapy, infrared trim pod, cold plunge, halo therapy, massage, cryotherapy, sunbeds, and more. All services all week, all customers free during Wellness Week at California Sun Wellness Spas. No sign-up required. Walk-ins welcome. Free at all California Sun Wellness Spa locations. This week only. CaliforniaSun.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, welcome back. Sorry, I'm handling things in our YouTube chat, which I don't like doing. But I do love our YouTube chat. You can be a part of it. Just go to YouTube, like and subscribe, Sacktown Sports. Be a part of the world of what's going on, including little snips and fights and stupid arguments. We'll get to the Jrue Holiday stuff in a second. I was just reading this article on online about the A's. Groundbreaking. Turns out, I want to give credit where credit's due. What's this guy's name here? Doug. Is that his name? Doug Pupple? That's awesome. He's a writer in Vegas. That's a great last name, Pupple. When I used to go to the dentist's office as a little kid, this is a true story I'll never forget. When I used to go to the dentist's office, those like little kid dentists where they have the big plastic frog you can pick toys out of. They'd have magazines like any waiting room splayed around. And they had this one that they had a subscription to. I don't think it's still in existence. But it was called, so you're all familiar with People magazine and the way it's laid out, like you have the front cover, then you have like Star Tracks, and you have like it was the same exact layout and format, but it was called Pupple, Pupple, and it was just People magazine, but all dogs. And it was like, lady makes her walk down the red carpet, and it would just be this corgi on a red carpet, and then there'd be an in-depth, like, German Shepherds, are they really mean? Dude, every time, that was the thing I look forward to the most and they'd always let me take it home. Pupple magazine. So anyways, I see a guy's name's Pupple, and I get ADD. He reported that the heavy equipment, sorry, this is just so fishery, so fishy. Let me put up a still shot here of for those of you on YouTube. The heavy equipment behind John Fisher.
Like, you look at it, it's like, oh, they're getting to work on it. They're getting things done.
They got the dump trucks and the scoopies and the tractors and the excavators and the thingy dingies, and they're all yellow, like real construction things are. They were rented for the day. They were props.
I do know that there is a place on the Strip where you could, for like an hour, go and drive one of those things.
Dude, it's funny you say that. I just learned about this yesterday, as a matter of fact. Let me see here. I believe it's in New Jersey. There is a construction theme park and I really, really want to visit this. Let me see if I can bring this up here. It's actually a construction theme park. Let me pause this. Where you can like drive these things. Why is my I gotta unmute it, stupid. Here we go. Listen to there's a lady.
Welcome to Dairyland USA, the only construction themed water park and park in the.
It's called. I just want to make sure you'll understand. The name of the theme park. Actually, let me just double check and make sure I'm not getting duped here.
Is it AI?
Let me just make sure this is a real place. Yeah, it's a real place. Okay. The name of this place, because you know how in construction you dig, is called Diggerland USA. The name of the park is called Diggerland USA. It's in West Berlin.
Dairyland USA, the only construction themed water park and park in the U.S. Come on a tour to all the dry rides. This is one of the most unique carousels called the Dig Around. This is our Spin Dizzy. This is a full-size excavator that spins around in both directions. This is our Big Diggers. You can operate a real excavator. Live out your digging dreams. When you come to Diggerland USA, you can operate a real dumper truck. This is a fun event for all families. On these excavators, you can play interactive games with ducks and bowling. This is the Grease Beast, where you can feel what it's like to be dumped out of the dump truck. These are our farm tractors. Feel what it's like to drive a real farm tractor. This is our ground shuttle, a telescopic handler. This is our rugged riders. Take these ATV Kubotas for a spin around our specialty course. This is our sky shuttle. Unlike the
Okay, you get it. It's a construction theme park.
Hey, I'm walking here.
So John Fisher basically had that going on in the background. Now, look, let's be fair. Let's not be haters. Okay, I mean, we can kind of be haters. I don't know. I've never worked on any of these projects. Maybe it's not like out of the... Maybe it's not. Maybe that's like, I don't know. Maybe that's a normal thing. I just, is there some chance that like I'll hear from somebody later today that was involved in the Golden One groundbreaking? They're like, no, we did that too. Like generally, groundbreaking, you're not going to have you got to do all this pre-construction crap. Maybe that's true.
So that article that I sent you,
yeah,
I want to give you 3 main highlights to take from it.
Okay.
1, Fisher says he is selling the earthquakes, but none of those proceeds are going to the stadium.
What?
That's what he's saying. Number 2, Bally's, which is the place that owns the land that's given it to the A's.
Yeah.
And has had problems with other things. They said, yep, we are planning on building here. But they didn't go further on the plans that they have. And Fisher also said we would like them to build alongside with us.
By the way, Chris, just to add to your point, Bally's has the company itself, Bally's has God, is this right? Bally's market cap is $504 million. Million with an M, not a wow. Okay, so their market cap is $500 million. They're down 41.5% over the last 3 months. 3 months.
And then the other thing that jumped out to me was MGM, which is right across from the Tropicana, and that's the place that they're going to have the parking with. And you know how like all the places in the streets, they've got the bridges and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's something that they're going to have to build. The president of MGM says, we're very happy with this, but Bally's needs to come up with a concrete plan soon.
Okay, and just to be clear, for those listening, when you say Bally's needs to come up with a concrete plan, you're not talking about a plan for the concrete.
Like, what are you building?
Also, and again, not trying to be political here, it's just the way of the world. You've got the tariffs going on. You've got the prices of lumber and steel going way up. The ballpark is supposed to be $1.75 billion right now, but pretty much all the estimates have it above $2 billion at this point.
The thing that's really weird about this situations is like when this type of stadium happens, it's always, okay, all we're waiting for is for the government to come on board. It's usually, hey, if the government says yes, we already have this, and this ready to go. But it's backwards where the government's like, okay, we have this ready to go. We're just waiting for you guys to have the rest.
The CEO of MGM, to what you're talking about, when asked about Bally's, said, we've talked about the corner and bridges and how to connect all this activity. They need to zero in on a real plan and make it clear to all of us what's going to be built. Okay. I just want this thing. The bulk of the stadium costs $1.1 billion as of right now, not including overages, is being funded by John Fisher. U.S. Bank and Goldman Sachs are loaning the team $300 million. The public is giving them $350 million. Fisher says he's still seeking investors. The ceremonial groundbreaking was to help show the project, quote, is real. Fisher confirmed reports that he wants to sell the earthquakes, but said those proceeds won't go towards the stadium's construction.
That was the one that really jumped out at me.
What? Okay. That makes no sense to me. And again, I'm not a billionaire. I fully allow for the fact that billionaires know what to do with their money more than I do.
Is it some backwards thing of he sells the team and then takes loans out on what he gets from the team?
I guess. The Nevada Independent is a 501c3 nonprofit news organization. They are committed to transparency and disclose all their donors. The following people or entities mentioned in this article are financial supporters of their work. Steve Yeager donated $19. MGM Resorts donated $1 million. I mean, on one hand, props to them for disclosing that, but
we've had Howard Stutz on the station. He's a really good reporter.
No, for real. Like, props to them for that. That $1 million. This thing is just wackadoo. It really, really is.
It seems like, oh, well, they've got this part buttoned up, and then like just basic questions get answered, and it's like, well, we don't know anything about that. We don't know what's going to be built here.
There was an article on a KTNV to Vegas TV station website headlined, "How will the A's pay for their new ballpark?" We break down the money. This is how far it went. $380 in already approved state taxpayer funds. The Fishers have a $300 million loan, and an additional $1.1 billion is expected to be covered by the Fishers. What did Fisher himself have to say about coming up with the money? Quote, "We've got a number of people who have committed so far. We're continuing to raise capital, but this will probably help because people all want to see, is this real? As the structure comes up, I think people are going to be able to look at it and go, wow." By the way, part of that public money, just so you guys understand, also mandates. There are certain required things that need to happen over a time period in order to keep the project from being considered abandoned or behind. So this groundbreaking had to happen. It had literally, I say groundbreaking with air quotes, had to happen. They also talk about a former UNLV basketball star named, I'm just quoting here, Jackie Robinson, played basketball for UNLV. He staged one of these in 2014 in Vegas for his planned $1.4 billion retractable roof arena project in Vegas, which was the last time any dirt was shoveled on that project, which finally expired quietly in 2023. Hey, never mind. I got it. Oh, man. I hate doing this, but we got a man down. Mustache Spider in the chat. I actually kind of like him, but in the end, self-control, not his way. Warned him numerous times. We give more leeway to anyone. We very much curate our chat. It goes all over the place. It's got its cast of characters, some of which piss me off all the time. But we want to make it open and inclusive and not, as you see so many times on the internet, not some place where it's just a yell fest. Warned the guy like 5 times. Dude, he would come in, he would pick on a particular chatter, just throwing out whatever. By the way, a particular chatter who I often go back and forth with. But there's a difference in how you do it. And in the end, what we had there was failure to communicate. Some people you just can't reach, which is the way they want it. Well, they get it. And I don't like it any more than you do. All right, so we'll talk about more of the A stuff. I've reached out to Steve Cofield. We'll see if he can hop on in the next day or two. He, longtime afternoon host at the ESPN affiliate radio station down there we've had on. And he'll reiterate the excitement in Vegas for the A's. Jrue Holiday was traded yesterday to the Portland Trailblazers. It was expected that Holiday would be moved. The Kings absolutely kicked the tires on that one. I don't have the details. I don't know what was offered or not, or even if they even got to that point. Oh, before I forget, also, I should mention the Knicks this morning broke that they are interviewing, in addition to former Kings coach Mike Brown, former Kings assistant coach Micah Norrie has now popped in for that job. He's been with Minnesota since 2021 under Chris Finch. That would be interesting. That's certainly a dark horse, because it was thought that Brown and Taylor Jenkins would be the front runner. I still think it'll be Mike Brown, although I also think Michael Malone's still a dark horse. So that'll be interesting. Anyways, Jrue Holiday was traded. Anthony Simons goes to the Celtics, along with 2 second-round draft picks. The Blazers actually had Jrue Holiday as part of the Damian Lillard trade in 2023, you might remember, and then quickly moved him. That would be funny if they did that. Seriously, that would actually be funny if they did that again. They got Jrue Holiday as part of the Damian Lillard trade, then immediately flipped him to Boston. If they turn around and get Jrue Holiday back from Boston and then immediately flip him, that would be hilarious. And by the way, there are thoughts that that might be what they're doing. Anthony Simons joins Boston on an expiring deal. Boston had to make some moves. They were cap killed. Holiday's owned around $72 million over the next 2 years. It'll save Boston $40 million in luxury tax payments. That's a big deal. Portland, when they traded Holiday back to Boston, or over to Boston 2 years ago, they got Malcolm Brogdon, Robert Williams III, a 2024 first rounder that became Bub Carrington, and a 29 first round pick. Remember in that Lillard trade, they got Holiday, Ayton, Tamani Camara, a first round pick, and 2 first round pick swaps. I actually think Portland is doing a really good job of rebuilding. We just don't talk about it enough. I said to start the show, I would actually take their roster as it stands right now, cap, draft, roster. I would take theirs over ours, straight across, everybody for everybody. I think it's important for Kings fans, and not everybody has to think this way. You can think your own way. We've talked about it before. Fan how you want to fan. I want to win a championship. And to me, if we aren't either contending for a title or on the road to title contention, I don't care. I'm not interested in one and done 6 seeds. I'm not interested in a first round exit and then with an older, I'm not interested in that. You're either contending for a title with a good, solid veteran team, or in OKC's case, a young team, or you are building with a young team. Teams that I would rather be right now than the Kings, ones that you wouldn't expect, at least on the surface. I'd rather be in Detroit's position. I'd rather be in Orlando's position. I would rather be in Portland's position, San Antonio's position, maybe New Orleans' position. I'd have to look at that. I think the Jazz are going to do some things, not next year. But again, this is the tough times for them. But when you look at Portland, they were 10 games under 500 last year, 36-46. And when you look at their depth chart, with the acquisition of Jrue Holiday, this is what's interesting. If they hold on to him, it does make you wonder, wait a minute, is Scoot Henderson available? Is there a way to sneak in and grab Scoot Henderson under the radar? Because I would love to take a flyer on him. But they have Scoot Henderson, the number 2 pick in the draft. They have Shaedon Sharpe. They have Denny Avdia, who I said earlier, I love him as a player. Tamani Camara, Jeremy Grant, DeAndre Ayton. I think Grant and Ayton, that you can spin those off for whoever and just let Donovan Clingan take over. Do what you want to do at the power forward, or you could move Avdia down there and put Camara at the starting at the small forward. You've got Matisse Thybulle on the bench. That is a team that has some lockdown defenders and also some absolute crazy athletes. I think Shaedon Sharpe's the best guy on that team. So I actually like this move both ways. If they're grabbing Jrue Holiday to kind of be the let's take you to the next, we need an adult in the room guy. I love that move. I think he can be a big help to them this year. But if they decide to spin him off and say, all right, we need to move Holiday, we need to move Ayton, and we need to move Jeremy Grant and supplement these young guns, Clingan and Sharpe, Camara, Scoot Henderson. Portland is in a very, very, very nice position. This is the things I would like to see the Kings do. Portland will probably not make the playoffs next year. Almost certainly not make the playoffs next year. But they're working towards that. long term. This is how you do it. Watch what Portland's doing. That's how you do it. But the Kings have interest. They had interest in Jrue Holiday, and if Portland does move Jrue Holiday, I imagine the Kings will be linked to that as well. I imagine the Kings will be linked to that as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got a lot of other stuff to show you. We'll recap a lot of things we've been doing today, including Tyrese Halliburton and that fallout. The ESPYs announced a new host. And we have more from Groundbreaking as well. We'll get to all that right after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Whether you're shuttling the kids back and forth to summer events or you're a business owner looking to upgrade your cargo fleet, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton has the perfect van just for you. And right now they have special deals and rates on Sprinter vans and cargo vans, including thousands of dollars in customer cash. Plus, the savings are even larger on their electric van fleet. So head on down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. These rates and deals won't last long. They're just a short drive right off I-5 or anytime at mbfstockton.com.
Sacramento Rivercats baseball celebrates July 3rd at Sutter Health Park with the Independence Eve extravaganza presented by Budweiser. Join us for baseball, fireworks, and fun for all ages. Grab your July 3rd Rivercats tickets at rivercats.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hagen Oaks wants to be your go-to total golf game fitter. Try the TrackMan experience, the very best technology to fit your metalwoods and irons. The new cutting-edge putter fitting studio with its $30,000 worth of technology is ready for your fitting. Hagen Oaks will help you find the best putter for your game. Hagen Oaks offers more technology, more choices, and more service. Schedule your fitting at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio by calling 916-808-2531. 808-2531 for more.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Adriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblit Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Oh, and that's a hard foul. Let's listen for the call on the floor.
The taxpayer owes back taxes. Penalties and interest are assessed and wage garnishments to begin immediately.
The IRS never misses that call. I wonder if they will challenge it.
The call is under review.
Priority Tax Relief has been called in for a review. Priority is the best in the business at negotiating your tax debt and has even eliminated the debt for some clients. Priority Tax Relief is saving their clients millions of dollars every month.
After a careful review from Priority Tax Relief, the debt has been eliminated. No foul on the play.
Whoa! That completely changes the game, folks.
If you owe more than $5,000, call Priority Tax Relief, and in minutes they'll review your case for free with a direct line to the IRS to see if you qualify for life-changing relief. No more worrying about wage garnishments or frozen bank accounts. Call Priority Tax Relief today at 800-899-2289. That's 800-899-2289.
We make your tax relief our priority.
Call now. Priority Tax Relief.
This July 3rd, get ready to ignite your summer at
the Rum-Stramiska Firecracker 90 at the legendary Stockton 99 Speedway with late models, mini stocks, pure stocks, legends, and mini mods. All outdoor plus a massive fireworks show that'll light up the night. Get your tickets now at Stockton99.com. July 3rd. Be there.
Carmichael Dave, who just has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
During the break, I all of a sudden started thinking about something that thought about a couple days ago and then forgot. Anybody remember on the 17th? It was a week ago today, in the middle of the finals. Something that kind of, everybody noticed at the time. But then it just kind of really went under the radar after, because, you got the finals and all the storylines and everything, and Durant gets traded and all those rumors preceding that. Well, let me take you back to just a week ago. Shams Charania. The Pacers are trading their number 23 pick and the rights to Mojave King to the New Orleans Pelicans for their own 2026 first-round pick, which the Pelicans had previously acquired. That's actually a bananas move now when you think about that in context. Because Halliburton's missing the whole year next year. And they now have that draft pick. The value of that Pacers draft pick conceivably skyrockets for next year once Halliburton's out. I'm not trying to do a conspiracy thing like they knew he was going to tear it. Of course they didn't. But maybe they did. What if they knew in advance this was going to happen? They knew they had to get that pick back because next year is going to be a transition. I can't do it, dude. They didn't. But talk about good foresight. Like, think about that, man.
The GM, like, after it happened and everything, like, just realized, like, hey, remember, we got the 2026. Oh yeah.
I forgot. It is going to be crazy, though, this offseason, which everybody's saying is going to be crazy, and who knows, maybe it will. We've had off seasons that were supposed to be crazy, and they weren't. We've had off seasons that we didn't think were going to be anything.
But this is such an interesting situation to where you had big teams going far in the playoffs that are just now on pause for a year.
Yeah. Dude. And it's like all in the East. And these are different, but think about it this way. Darius Garland might be leaving the Cavs. He's certainly in trade talks. That's a huge piece to the best team in the East during the regular season. Jason Tatum is the number one piece for the Celtics. He's gone. Tyrese Halliburton, number 1 or 1A on the Pacers. He's gone. Dame Lillard, number 2 on the Bucks. He's gone. The Knicks fired their coach. Still don't have a coach. And it makes you wonder. So for Boston, for example, they can't afford to just chill. You've got players aging. You're paying Jaylen Brown $50-60 million next year, whatever it is. Al Horford doesn't have, or did he retire? I don't think he retired. But he's close. Then he'll probably play another 10 years. I mean, the Bucks have Giannis and not much else. They got to do something. They can't just afford to, this is a down year. Don't get me wrong. Like, the Celtics are still going to be a good team without Jason Tatum. They'll still be a playoff team. But my God, the NBA is shaping up to be weird next year, especially in the East. And then over in the West, there's no reason to believe the Thunder aren't going to just continue to do their thing. In fact, rumors were starting to pop up today. They're trying to package some of their picks together to move up in this year's draft. Sam Presti's already stocking up for the next run. They're just starting their first run. You got Nikola Topic coming back next year. He's yet to play a game. And this guy, by all accounts, is a stud. A stud. 19 years old. Number 19 pick in the draft. Because that's what they need. Or at the, he tore his ACL. Forget what the draft profile is, Nikola Topic. Let's look. Youngest prospect, or one of the younger prospects in the draft. Most ideal comparison, Josh Giddey, another former Thunder player who is a stud in waiting. But he also has shades of Luka Doncic and Goran Dragic. 6'6" guard. Excellent pace when driving to the basket. Can finish with both hands. Is a great distributor. Who looks like a veteran with the ball in his hands. His frame suggests he can develop into a rangy defender who can disrupt passing lanes. Needs to put on weight. Suffered the knee injury playing for Mega MIS in the Adriatic League. So please understand the beauty of what Sam Presti did with him. He was projected to go 12th in the draft, according to this report. And I've seen others that had him in the late lottery. That was with a torn ACL. He was projected to go 12th. The Thunder were in a particularly good situation where they could say, well, we have this pick. We're the team that can take chances. So we're just going to shelf this kid. We're going to shelf this kid that without the ACL injury is probably a top 5 pick. He's 19. We're going to shelf him and we'll bring him out next year. Dude, like, can a team have too many assets? It's ridiculous. And don't think there's not going to be other teams calling the Thunder saying, what can we give you? You think the Kings wouldn't take a flyer, say Devin Carter and perhaps a future protected first? Or you just added more assets. Can you have too many assets? I mean, at this point, Sam Presti's just going to trade all his assets that aren't starters or rotational players and just keep stocking up draft picks. And then he can decide whether he wants to take his chances in the draft with those picks or not. I'm going to send you, I know we're late in the segment. I'm going to send you a phone number here, Chris. I want to get this guy on when we have 3-4 more minutes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So you want to be the Oklahoma City Thunder more than any other team in the NBA, to the point where I'm just waiting for people, if they haven't already, to get sick of talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder. Sorry. That's who it needs. That's who you want to be. Just sent you the number. Thank you. We'll bring our guy Steve Cofield on just real quick, as we got a break. But I want to check in with our guy on the scene in Vegas, going back to the he's groundbreaking. All right, so this will be an incredibly quick jump in because we have a break here in a few. Steve Cofield is the longtime afternoon host the ESPN Las Vegas. He joins us right now, and he has throughout just kind of given us the man on the scene when it comes to the Oakland Athletics, or Sacramento, Vegas. Hey, Steve, how are you, brother?
I'm good. I had no idea why you needed me this morning. I forgot about the A's yesterday. That's right. Yeah, big deal.
that actually sums it up perfectly. Nobody knows Vegas sports more than you. Nobody knows the pulse of the people more than you. And I'm not trying to, crap all over the thing, but honestly, as somebody down there, we read all the articles and stuff, but just you, your listeners, the general mood. There was a groundbreaking yesterday. That moved the needle at all?
It did. I was being a little sarcastic. Okay. I was out there. It's got a buzz. I thought the way they did it, believe it or not, was very professional. I think for me, a lot of what the A's have done over the years had my expectations kind of rock bottom. So when I walked out to the site and they had a giant tent set up that was like a football field and a half length, and they had like 800 people. They invited a bunch of local luminaries and politicians and public servants and power brokers, and then a lot of little leaguers. But it was pretty festive. I thought they did a pretty good job. The media setup was good. They had some A's legends out there. They actually did a really good job. Now, people have already tried to start crapping on it because I think some of the equipment they brought in, they had some big equipment. I think they rented some of the equipment just for some of the photo shots. Listen, I don't know when construction is going to begin. Supposedly things will start rising from the ground next month, but they're moving along. And I guess the next question is, at each stage, does John Fisher have the funding? I think he does. I think he has the ability to get more funding. Obviously, the earthquakes are now up for sale, so I think we're off and rolling. A lot of the cynicism for me subsided.
So I guess that's really my main other question is we just can't get around. How's he paying for it? And maybe that's just, look, obviously the A's are in Sacramento right now. We're also in Northern California, so you're going to get a lot of Oakland, Sacramento cynicism. But does that same cynicism exist down there?
I mean, I think it still exists because people have been following the story closely. They know John Fisher, and they know the funding issue. They know especially the cheapness when it comes to the payroll. But here's the thing in Vegas, outside of economic crashes, which, hey, you know what, that could happen. Tariffs could raise prices through the freaking roof. Steel prices could go crazy. Most of the projects here, once they start, outside of the Fountain Blue, which got kind of delayed for, it was like 12 years, where it just sat there as this empty shell and then, finally got finished like 15 years later. Outside of that, there really hasn't been anything on the Strip that stalled really badly. So I think the belief is, once they get it working and that it'll get built. The other thing is, like I said, Vegas has a lot of influential people. There's a lot of money here. I think he's probably going to get some local investors. I'm sure you guys covered the fact that they partnered up with Aramark on a very unique deal for like $175 million. So I think there's some of the cash there. As I mentioned, the earthquakes. There's cynicism here. Until we start seeing it rise from the ground, people are still going to think this is kind of phony. I don't see all of the governor was there, the Clark County commissioners. There's so many important people there. I don't see them going in on this thing to only be embarrassed here like a year and a half from now, when nothing is being done and all of a sudden the whole thing stalls.
That's why we've been friends for 20 years, because I almost echoed the exact same thing. This thing doesn't pencil out on the surface at all. I don't know. And by the way, I just read this article this morning that Fisher said yesterday that, he's selling the earthquakes, but none of those proceeds are going towards a stadium. And I'm thinking, dude, where are you? Where the hell? He must have something. And I said the same thing you did, basically. I can't see Rob Manfred and I can't see all these Vegas heavy hitters being out there just to have, they know the deal better than you and I, just to have egg on their faces in 5 years.
I think a lot of the argument is, and this is way beyond my pay grade, a lot of the argument is the valuation of the organization. Are banks going to loan on the valuation of what they are or what they were in Oakland and now in Sacramento, or does the valuation reflect what they will be in Las Vegas? And
like the Raiders.
I'm not saying major. Yeah. Well, here's the deal with the Raiders. The Raiders, and I was just going to mention the Raiders, and the NFL is not Major League Baseball. The NFL is a freaking powerhouse. Yep. It's also very organized. I think there's a lot of, I'll use cronyism as a good word. There's a lot of partnerships. I don't know that baseball is that tight knit But I also know that I don't think the sport wants to be completely embarrassed. The Raiders, if people remember, Mark Davis had a partnership with Sheldon Adelson, and Adelson, who has passed away, was a billionaire for $30 billion. Adelson pulled out. I think that was kind of a big FU to Adelson, like, hey, Davis, you're not going to get the deal done without me. And then Jerry Jones stepped in and got a loan. I think it was from Bank of America, and got the funding. So I have a feeling if there's a shortfall, there's going to be some kind of loan. I don't know how Fisher pays it back. It'll be one of those things, just like us. I don't know how we're ever going to get paid back on the $380 million plus, because the way to pay that back, the expectations are they have to draw 30,000 guaranteed every night, which I don't think they will do. But I think the stadium will at least go up. I don't know if it'll be done by 2028. I think that's going to be interesting.
Last thing for you, because for those of you who longtime listeners will know, Cofield has come on and vice versa many, many times over the years, especially in the old night show when he was doing a cage rider, and we were in the fledgling days of MMA. And God, I don't know if you do the same thing. You're far more connected down there, but I was reflecting over the weekend how much the business has changed, how much Dana has changed, how different things are than when we were covering this thing in the mid 2000s. But I do want to ask you, I was thinking about you. John Jones announced his retirement, and I know there's other things going on there. Number one, do you buy that John Jones is done fighting in the UFC for life? And number two, who's the draw now?
Yeah, well, number one, I don't think he's done. Yeah. I think he'll come back for money. I think he's going to wait for Aspinall to lose the title.
Yeah.
So then he'll come back. Or maybe Aspinall's such a big name, and Dana and UFC will up the ante, which I think is the biggest problem. I think it's all about money. I think they just don't want to pay John Jones what Jones thinks he deserves. And you know what? On the draw thing, I've been talking about it forever. I like watching all these Russian fighters, but they're mostly grapplers. Yep. They can't speak English, and I'm sorry. We are very much into English speakers here in this country. So Dana can say all he wants. Go back to like Anderson Silva days and international fighters work. But right now, I don't know. I don't know who the stars are. I think it's a really interesting sport to promote. But here's the thing, Dave. What happens if they get a 2 or 3 tier TV deal for billions of dollars? What's the incentive to build stars? Because now you're going to have all new networks sign up. ESPN was on board. So if this formula works, then you can just grind it out, have 50 cards a year, and that's the way you deliver your money. You don't need big stars.
God, we're out of time, but you and I got to reconnect this summer in the dog days. This deserves such a long convo. I could not agree with you more. And for those going, what do you mean Americans? It's the sport has perpetually been not great at promoting non-English speakers, whether you mentioned Anderson Silva, Jose Aldo, Amanda Nunes, to a point that the list goes on and on, that they have underperformed PR wise. And you're so correct, dude. With Chechnya, which basically their national sport is mixed martial arts, and that whole region, they're producing these kids that are, in all respect and love to them, that are coming in. They wrestle bears growing up. They live in 10-degree weather year round. Their skin is leather. They're tough as nails. They're 95% of them boring as hell to watch. They're good. They win. But it's just not eye candy to the casual MMA viewer. It's fascinating, Steve.
Yeah, most importantly for Dana, they take pennies on the dollar for pay.
That, you're damn right. Steve Cofield is the man down in Las Vegas for ESPN 1100. If you're down there at any time, make sure to listen to Cofield and Company. Is it still Cofield and Company?
It is still Cofield and Company, yep. I've survived.
Look at you, brother. I appreciate you coming on such short notice. Let's talk again soon.
See you guys.
All right, take care. Steve Cofield. Take a break. We're late. When we come back, who's hot, who's not, we'll go streaking. We'll try to do it all in just 5 minutes next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Get to your local Toyota dealer because the 4th of July sales event is on. Hurry in to check out the hottest deals on 17 Toyota hybrid models from the longest lasting brand on the road. And right now, get a low-cost lease on 2025 Prius. Plus, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care. That's 2 years of complimentary maintenance. These deals won't wait, and neither should you. In a brand new Toyota, explore this summer like you mean it. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit at 6/30/25.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, the way Nick Hertz has been going, it's easy to forget that just over a year ago, he was finishing his college career at Wake Forest. Back-to-back game-winning home runs, including the 447-foot walk-off shot against the Astros to begin the most recent homestand, the longest walk-off for the A's since they began keeping track of those things 10 years ago. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Look, I've played a lot of golf courses in Sacramento, but if you want pristine conditions, a fun layout, and 27 holes that never get old, Timber Creek and Sierra Pines is the spot. The fairway is perfect. The greens smooth and true. The practice facility next level. And whether you're out for a casual round or hosting a big tournament, Timber Creek delivers every time. The course is always in top shape. The staff treats you right. And the experience, it's unmatched. It's easily my favorite place to play in Sacramento. Book your tee time now at timbercreekgc.com.
You gotta dip your chicken strips. Hey, this is Kiani.
And this is Tabitha.
And a little thing we love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips
is all the different sauces we can dip them in. I like to line up all my favorite sauces so that in every bite, I have a different flavor. Then with the tenderness of the chicken, the juiciness of it, it's all there.
And for me, I like to mix my sauces so I get a little tang and I get a little sweetness all in one bite.
That's what makes it for me. Like, that's what does it for me.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver Card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver Card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot?
Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, he is.
That's going to come into, we'll hear about him later.
Okay.
He has 14 RBIs and 12 runs in his last 6 games. 4 of them is when he started as a catcher. No other catcher since the RBI became an official stat has had a 6-game stretch with 12 or more RBIs and 12 or more runs.
Dude, he is insane right now. I mean, he really is. It's he had another one yesterday. And hey, look, we talked about it yesterday. Aaron Judge, the MVP.
Is he?
I think he is. You don't think so? Here,
It depends on how Cal keeps going.
There's his home run.
Well, there goes number 32.
You can tell that was out of there. Yeah, it's June 23rd, 24th. Excuse me. He has 32 home runs. He's a catcher. Aaron Judge has better numbers
right now.
Right now. Well, who are you betting on to?
Huh?
Who are you betting on to?
Well, I mean,
yeah.
But I mean,
I get it.
Judge gets in a bad stretch. Cal keeps it going.
I mean, I'm rooting for it. Nothing against Aaron Judge. I'm 100% here for it. But
maybe he gets the Mariners get into first for like the first time forever.
You know, I think the other thing is it has to matter that he's a catcher. It absolutely has to matter that he's a catcher. That's more important. That can matter long term. Chris said quickly in my ear because we have to streak. All right, who's not?
New York Yankees. They lost yesterday to the Cincinnati Reds 6-1. They've lost 3 to the last 7 and have only a 2-game lead over the Tampa Bay Rays.
That's not good. Fire them all. That's what I say. All right, let's go streaking, please.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking.
All right, how do we do, Chris?
Well, Dave, we kind of already knew this. You picked Cal Raleigh yesterday as your guy.
Sure did.
What did he do yesterday?
Oh, he went dingle, dangle, dongle with a big fly. Here's what it sounded like. Come on, buddy.
Well, there goes number 32.
Big dumper.
I took Aaron Judge. Yankees only scored 1 run. Lucky for me, he got a hit. So I continue to streak. Jason, he took Kyle Tucker of the Cubs. He got up 4 times and...
You suck. Sorry, it's over. It's over now. It's over.
The streak is over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
The 12 major offensive categories, by the way, I'm looking at them side by side. Cal Raleigh is beating Aaron Judge in 3. 32 home runs to 28. 68 RBI to 62. Here's a surprise. 9 stolen bases to 6. The speedster, the big dumper around the bases. All right. Wait, do we still have Jason, or did you say Jason?
I did say
Jason. Okay. Give me Rafael Devers, please.
Okay. Because this guy can not streak. I'm going to go with Cal Raleigh.
Babe.
And Jason took...
He told us this morning.
Jacob Wilson.
Jacob Wilson.
Of the Athletics.
We'll take a break. When we come back, let's we're going to get a lot of this with Jason when he returns tomorrow, but I just want to take a quick look at the season that just ended. When you think back to this last NBA basketball season, what are the first thing or things that pop into your head, whether it's Kings, playoff moments, whatever it may be? What's the signatures to this season that you remember? We'll do that next.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter, right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for the Employee Pricing Plus sales event?
Anyone can get you employee pricing, but at Hoblet, it's all about the plus that you can only get here. Save up to $13,000 off MSRP on brand new 2025 heavy-duty Ram 2500 and 3500s. We have over 500 new Rams available, so your new Ram is waiting at Hoblet.
Well, how do you like the new heavy-duty trucks?
I love it. I took the new Ram 2500 with the high-output diesel and 8-speed transmission to Tahoe last weekend, and I have to say, I've not had this much fun driving a new truck in a long time. I've been driving diesels for 25 years, and this is easily the most fun, most powerful, and most responsive truck so far.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2025 Ram 2500 and 3500 Laramie after 4,000 factory rebates and 9,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,500 select inventory bonus cash and $500 on the job upfit. Must show eligible upfit. Aid to this net savings. Sample VIN 525043. See dealer for details.
Oh, and that's a hard foul. Let's listen for the call on the floor.
The taxpayer owes back taxes. Penalties and interest are assessed and wage garnishments to begin immediately.
The IRS never misses that call. I wonder if they will challenge it.
The call is under review.
Priority Tax Relief has been called in for a review. Priority is the best in the business at negotiating your tax debt and has even eliminated the debt for some clients. Priority Tax Relief is saving their clients millions of dollars every month.
After a careful review from Priority Tax Relief, the debt has been eliminated. No foul on the play.
Whoa! That completely changes the game, folks.
If you owe more than $5,000, call Priority Tax Relief, and in minutes they'll review your case for free with a direct line to the IRS to see if you qualify for life-changing relief. No more worrying about wage garnishments or frozen bank accounts. Call Priority Tax Relief today at 800-899-2289. That's 800-899-2289.
We make your tax relief our priority.
Call now. Priority Tax Relief.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Hoblet Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Center. Tickets and info at CITPFest.com.
Your local sports leader in the 916.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento. KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah. They're busy. Went out with went and played golf with my wife and the other couple last night, and the girls were, yammering us about something, and one of them said something like, you guys just be happy. Oh, I know what it was. They were venting about something with work. And I snarked out like, God, dude, like, don't you ever get tired?
You?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, and then he said this, and then that, and then can you believe? And it was like carrying on for like 3 holes. I'm like, dude, do you guys ever get tired of this? Like, just, just me being a D-bag. And then it wasn't my wife, I think it was the other lady. Said something like, yeah, you guys could drive around all day and talk about athletes with 5-syllable first names and be entertained. And I was like, So then for the rest of the round, I was thinking of athletes with 5-syllable first names. I didn't spend a ton of time on it, but I came up with one. do either you or Kyle in the other room, anyone pop into your head, an athlete, preferably, mine was a ball player, with a 5-syllable or longer first name? I could only come up with one. I'm sure there's more. Chris is counting with his fingers. That's 4. I was like, Teoscar, no. Fernando, no. No. It's. I think I might have found 1 or 2 4s. But only 1 5. Now I want a list of 5-syllable athlete first names. Alejandro, no. So the only one I could find, the only one I could think of, I even tried Googling it, dude, and I couldn't find anything. Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah.
That's it. There's got to be more, dude. And yes, by the way, a group, but I don't want to make this a sex thing. It could be guys or girls. This is an absolute something. I would so much rather talk about this than what Billy did at work. Screw Billy. Hey, JR.
Easy.
That's
place work. That's harassment. So these broads you're golfing with, let me hear this right. They're nagging at you, and you come up with this genius idea now about looking for sports people. 5 syllables.
Okay, there's so much there. First off, these broads you're golfing with. I'm golfing with my wife and another couple, number 1. Number 2, I'm trying to be fair here, JR. I was giving them crap because if they're not talking about what's going on at work, they're talking about the latest episode of little kid gets killed in the bushes. Let's do the police 48-hour marathon of 30-day fiancés. Like it's.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Are you looking in my window or something? Were you watching my life?
Dude, I'm telling you.
Are you kidding? We went to a wedding, and all I heard about was the talk the next day where I had a hangover. I'm like, stop. I don't want to hear about the conversations. I was having a fun time dancing.
Right.
I don't want to hear what Jimmy Susser's cousin's doing with his mother's maiden widow's friend.
Yes. Yeah. By the way, Alex on the chat line, just real quick. Sorry. Alex on the chat line.
Go ahead.
Yaramir is 4 syllables, not 5. And we're looking for 5-syllable first names. Yaramir is not one. Go ahead, JR.
Listen, I can feel the steam in the city with all the brains of the men driving around, just like you said, going, oh my God, 5 syllables. No, they're probably Googling as they drive, by the way.
Well, let me get a ruling from the room here, because somebody put this on the text line. Somebody submitted Carl Anthony. And the only way that would work, because technically Carl Anthony is his first name. Yeah. But is it Carl Anthony or is it Carl? I feel like it's Carl. This is the stupidest show ever on the radio. But anyways,
it's Carl. It's not.
The ratings are going through the roof, Dave.
They are. JR, I'm going to tell you something. Right? Let me tell you about the ratings real quick. We are I'm just being transparent, dude. We are, and have been now for a while, the number 1 rated sports show in any time slot on any station in the city. It's as an undeniable fact. The ratings on this show are better than they've ever been since I've been on the radio. And let me tell you something. I am in no way, shape, or form putting in half the effort on this show that I have on some shows in the past that have been right around the middle of the pack. But now we're spending 5 minutes on 5-syllable first names, and the ratings are through the roof. I don't understand this business. I hate it, but I love it.
Ron Burgundy, dude. Ron Burgundy. Puppies and home runs. Booyah!
Thank you, Jim. I can't accept Carl Anthony Towns, dude. First off, the whole Carl Anthony thing's kind of garbage because nobody's like, hey, Carl Anthony, you want to hang out? It's Cat actually, what the hell do they call him?
You got to go by what his parents call him.
No, you don't.
You don't?
No. Have you ever heard the philosopher, his mama called him Clay, I'm going to call him Clay?
Yes.
No. You called him Muhammad or the greatest. Mr. Ali. You didn't call him Cassius.
But Carl Anthony Towns didn't change his name.
I understand that, but is anybody rolling around saying, hey, Carl Anthony,
No one around here calls me Christopher, but my entire family calls me Christopher.
You just said you got to go by what your family calls you. Fur. That's
Okay.
3. I'm not calling you. I call you Christopher only when you're in trouble. Carl. Secondly, we don't know. We don't know whether or not it's Carl. We still haven't established if Carl is 1 or 2 syllables.
No, Carl's 1 syllable.
Carl's Jr. though.
Yeah, Carl.
Carl's Jr. You don't say. Nobody says Carl's Jr.
Yeah, but you've got the apostrophe.
Oh yeah, Carl's. That's a great point, Chris. This also, can I get a ruling on this? Tuanaiga Manuolepala Tagovailoa. Yeah. Nobody calls him that, but yeah. Okay.
It should be, you know what? It should be what you're called at your draft day.
Nobody, I have never seen it, but I can promise you that when Tua Tagovailoa was drafted, he was not called whatever the hell. I'm not, dude. I mangled it once, dude. That did not flipping happen, bro. I guarantee you Roger Goodell was not to a ultra microscopic, whatever the hell, 5-syllable first names, athletes. Good luck. I got to move on, but the problem is, damn it, I really want to talk about this. This is actually more important. You know what? Tua was a COVID pick, wasn't he? He was. That's right. Remember Roger Goodell in the basement, or wherever the hell he was. That was when he was with it was the couch, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was. There we go. Let's find out. Tua Tagovailoa.
We're hearing it now. The pick is in. Let's go to the commissioner and see what happens.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa.
Even got the out with not saying his whole name.
He did not. That did not work out for the. You know what? He did his best.
He did better than probably most of us.
You have to give
did better than how I would have done it.
Credit where credit is due. God, just looking back at that. Just looking back at that setup. What a weird time. And please don't get all, about the COVID. Just acknowledging, like, Roger Goodell in his basement doing the NFL draft while behind him is a TV with live feeds of all these fans and some dude with a slider volume control bringing up the sound of them cheering and making noise in the background. Listen to the noise of that. This is all off of television, the fan noise.
Now the pick is in.
Listen to this.
Go to the commissioner and see what happens.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama.
Well, there it is, which means for the first time.
You had everybody in his house socially distanced. His dad looked like he was falling asleep. What a weird time, man. Also, how did that not happen during the draft? If they're taking live feeds of people cheering, how did somebody not, put their butt cheeks in the? How did we miss that?
Oh man! So WWE had some problems with that.
Yeah. You instantly got
and it was way worse than that.
Shocker.
I'll have to tell you. Hold on, I'll just tell you in your ear.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah, that was like okay, we need to vet everything.
Oh my God, are you serious? God.
Yeah, that was like
I don't like not sharing things with the audience, but this is one where
that's horrific.
I probably shouldn't. Chris just said in my ear that okay, you're all thinking he was talking about nudity. Put an incredibly violent video. Let's just
if you're very interested in it, just Google WWE Thunderdome awful. Horrific.
From the 925, the guy who submitted Carl Anthony Towns. You're correct. Sorry, Carl is one syllable. Very next text from the 530. They call me a name that I can't say on the air. Nobody says Carl's Jr. as he literally says it as one syllable. Carl's Jr. Hey, you want to go to Carl's Jr.? Carl's. It's like 1.5 syllables, dude.
It is and it isn't.
You're right. Like, I fully submit that Carl's is like 2 syllables.
And it really depends on who's saying it.
That's exactly right.
Like Steve Urkel had 2-syllable Carl.
Oh, Carl. Durazo? Are you talking about a Rubio Durazo? Ruby? Bro, that's 4 syllables. What is wrong with people? Right? Rubio. That's 4 syllables. What are you doing? Guys, if you're trying to come up with a 5-syllable first name for an athlete, here's a great test. Count on your fingers every syllable. Rubio. Come on, man. All right, basketball. Anthony Simons was traded. That's 3. By the way, Chris Guerrero in the chat wants us all to notice that he keeps saying Michelangelo. Noted ball player.
Thinks he is more of a mixed martial artist.
By the way, are we sure that was his first name? Any chance it was like Jonathan Michelangelo? Okay, it was his first name. Michelangelo Di Lodovico Buonarroti Simoni. What the hell? I go by Michelangelo too. Hey, Mike. His mom called him Michelangelo Di Lodovico. Gotta call him that, right? What's your biggest memory of the NBA season as my ADD takes full control? You know, like, what do you think about it? You think about this season? I think from a Kings point of view, what's what instantly pops into your head?
I would say number 7 on the list would be actual basketball.
Right? I think actually, I know it would be an interesting thought exercise, perhaps really depressing, to go back through Sacramento Kings seasons in which basketball was not the number one thing, top story from the year. You can knock out 3 or 4 right with relocation on its own. Even the 2002 year, at the end of the deal, was basketball the number one thing when they made the Western Conference Finals, or was it the idea that they got screwed by the refs, which I get as basketball, but you had the Bobby Hurley year. You had the Ricky Berry, rest his soul, year. You know, and there's different levels, obviously, of what's important, what's not important. We don't need to get lost there, but it's just so sad the amount of times that and this year, you're right, probably number 7. As a matter of fact, not basketball on the floor. You had the Fox trade. You had the Brown firing. You had the McNair firing. I'm forgetting a big one here, probably. I mean, hell, what was the number one basketball memory of last year? Winning in Boston? I didn't think of it. I mean, honestly, I can't even think of it. What was the number one basketball moment the Kings had this last season? It's so down the list. At least the year before, or was it 2 years ago? You had the Clippers and the Clippers Kings double OT win. That was huge, and plus playoffs and stuff. None of them these playoffs mattered.
I mean, if you want to talk about bad, like the moment was the Pistons game.
The Pistons and De'Aaron's foul. That's arguably the most memorable basketball moment. Followed perhaps by just a couple days prior, Tyrese Halliburton coming into Sacramento and then they beat us by 30. I'd like to point out, by the way, that just to remember, the Pistons, the Pacers, Mike Brown. Let's just remember that all happened when I was on vacation.
So if you want something crazy to happen with the Kings, you're going on vacation July.
That's actually a really great point. If you want to build, I actually mentioned this to Scott at our lunch. I was like, dude, here's the deal. This has been going on for a very long time. Please stop it. If you're going to do something, please do it while I'm here. Let's see. I'm gone this Friday.
Okay.
We are all gone the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th that weekend. But my last day is July 2nd. I'm not back on until the 21st.
So Kings fans.
How much? It's a guarantee, dude.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
And it's not going to be like a tiny thing. It's going to be Jason and I talking all day about it.
I'm going to come back on the what the hell did I say? The 21st.
And you're going to say, hey, I want to talk about this. And we're going to say, we talked about that 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we've talked about that the whole time. And then I got to fill the 21st to basically September with nothing. Nothing. So, yeah, if you want to know when a trade's going to happen, that's when it's going to happen. I promise you that. From a basketball point of view, NBA in general, I don't know. Maybe it's recency bias, but I think back to this season. I think the first thing that pops into my head is Halliburton's shot against the Knicks that bounced all the way up and went back in. Is that the most memorable?
What's bad is, as a Halliburton hater, I know, as not even when he gets the ball, I know when the ball is going towards him, when he's going to hit a game winner. And I am screaming no at the TV before he even has the ball.
Such a hater. You would love him so much if he was still here.
Obviously.
You would be, he would be in the running for like your favorite king of all time.
Yeah.
When you think about his the way he's a heel, he's into wrestling. He's clutch as hell.
That's different too.
Why?
He's into WWE. He's not a wrestling fan. He's a WWE fan.
Why do you know he's not a fan of other?
He's said so.
Well, what? You're not in WWE? You're not into WWE?
I kind of follow it. But like those people that are just like, all I watch is WWE. You know, like, I don't know if this is like it is for MMA, but if someone's just like, oh, I just love UFC, and then they tear down any other sort of MMA.
Yeah, there's not a lot of MMA outfits going these days, but back in the day, the big rivalry was UFC and Pride in Japan.
And so, like, if someone's like, "Oh, Pride sucks," and it's like, "Oh, do you watch it?" Or no, but I just, if they're any good, they would be in the UFC.
No, there was a big thing about that. There was, there's the whole stupid Americans versus what they call them, Japanophiles or something, where if you were into Pride, like everything over in Japan is better, it's higher rate. Fedor Emelianenko would kill everybody. Blah, blah, blah. Then a lot of those Pride guys came over. Some of them did well. Lyoto Machida did well. Rampage did well. Fedor did not. Dave needs to do a what cleansing before the season? It's got an egg emoji. An egg cleansing? What is that?
Yeah, you get like an older person to take an egg and kind of wipe it on your body, and then you break the egg, and that's supposed to take out all of the bad energy and put it in the egg.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like because the eggs like birth and rebirth and something, whatever? I don't know. Really?
Like old.
So wait, I'm not the older person. I get an older person to do it.
It's like like it's type like burning incense type of thing.
Okay. So like if I got my dad to do it, would that count?
You have to have someone
it's
that
like a
knows
shaman or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Where oh wow, Miami's our station put out the clip of me saying Bam and Sabonis. The Heat fans got a hold of this and are killing
because they like it and they want it to happen.
I think I do think the conversation is interesting that they're so incredibly convinced that Bam Adebayo is better than Domantas Sabonis, which, by the way, might be the case. It's an argument, but it's a much better debate than some people think. And then every time I have this debate with somebody, oh yeah, but it's the intangibles. Well, yeah, but it's eye test. How many times has Sabonis done X? Come on. Like, look, obviously, I think Bam is a hell of a player. I think Bam might be better than Sabonis. I don't have a problem with that conversation. The problem I have is like, dude, there's no way. There's just no way. I mean, by the way, I'm looking at them overall. Here's where Domantas Sabonis is better than Bam. Points, rebounds, assists, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, box plus minus, value over replacement player 27-19. Well, let me be fair, 20. They both have made the All-Star team 3 times. Sabonis has been All-NBA twice. Bam has never been All-NBA. The biggest difference is Bam Adebayo's defense, which you have to acknowledge is part of the argument. But when it comes to defensive win shares for their careers, Adebayo has 28, Domantas Sabonis is 25. We're not talking crazy difference. Defensive box plus minus 1.6 to 1.2 on average. I know I'm getting nerdy here, but there is no quicker way to trigger Heat fans than that. Bam is better at shooting. He is? Because last I checked, Sabonis is beating him in field goal percentage 56-53, 3-point percentage 34-31, and it's 75-73 from the line. Hey, what are we doing here? Well, he's better than him at shooting. He is? Why? Eye test? I'm going to go trigger some Heat fans during the break. This is going to be part of my day. When we come back, what's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. Before we get to crosstalk and celebrity birthdays next.
Malik Monk plays here.
Started left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. Nothing but net. Oh, that was just filthy. Oh, my, that was sweet.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Progressive knows when you own a boat or RV, it's like you're automatically on vacation. Even if you're actually a marriage counselor in the middle of couples therapy. But in your mind, you're camping in Acadia. Puttering around Frenchman Bay. Your boat and RV are both protected. You're lobster drenched in butter and... Uh-oh, did your clients just notice you weren't listening? Quick, do the thing where you just repeat back exactly what they said but as a question. They bought it. Now back to Maine. Earning an automatic discount bundling your boat or RV with your home or auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers Plumbing and Air Conditioning. Is your AC on the fritz? Call Bell Brothers. Looking to replace your old unit with a 0% financing and no payments for 12 months on approved credit? Call Bell Brothers. We're fast, reliable, and respect your time by showing up when we say we will. The price we quote is the price you pay. We are the No Surprise Guys. Call today to get a free estimate on a new HVAC system, or simply schedule your $87 AC Precision tune-up to keep your system running smoothly. With more technicians, more trucks, and more experience, we get the job done right the first time. No surprises. Our technicians are all background checked, drug tested, and will leave the work area cleaner than they found it. Don't wait. Call Bell Brothers today or book online at nosurpriseguys.com. That's nosurpriseguys.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Hello, text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
What's on tap? Brought to you by Trex.
Actually, let's do that over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah! It's time for What's on Deck. Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
What's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. Well, we got baseball. Get used to that one. We'll have the NBA draft coming up. But both
but the draft's a ways off, right? We just had the finals, so
I know, right?
Draft is
stretch it out.
The 25th.
Is the draft tomorrow? God.
Presti's going to be so hungover.
Dude, I'm looking at the games coming up.
What if that was crazy? If just these crazy trades started coming out of OKC, and then Thursday, it turns out Presti's like, what happened? I can't even remember the last couple of days.
Did you see Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on Good Morning America?
No.
Dude was on a complete different planet. And I don't mean like he was, high or anything. He looked like, he looked like he had won the championship the night before and had not slept since. Let me Let me bring it up for those of you watching. And also, don't worry, you can listen as well. Here we go. Let me share that screen. Here's let me maximize that for you. And let's bring in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. This is Good Morning America yesterday.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, give it up all for SGA. Get it up and joining us this morning. Oh my God, how does NBA champion that have a good ring to you, SGA?
Yeah, it's everything I imagined it to be. The opportunity has been amazing, and I'm happy and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
Okay, have you been to sleep, Shea? Have you been? Because you look a little sleepy. Did you get any rest since last night?
I got some rest, not as much as I'd like, but hey, you only live once.
That's right. And you are living your best life.
He's not there, dude.
How great would it be if you found out, like, yeah, he went to bed at 1 a.m. instead of his usual 11?
Oh my God. Oh God, we got people in the chat just, yeah, bam. Sabonis can't throw a rock into the ocean away from the basket. He doesn't have the range. At least Bam is a threat and his defense is superior. Okay, well, let's go to the tape here. Domantas Sabonis, 56% from the field. Bam, 53.7. Sabonis, 34.7% from beyond the arc. Bam, 31.4. Look. Well, that's an eye test. I mean, okay. By the way, Sabonis has hit 310 threes to Bam's 102, so there's volume there as well. Like that. That's honestly my biggest problem with that discourse. Is like I got a good buddy, Ben Sisenko. He used to be a reporter here for CBS 13. He now lives in Florida, has for a few years, and he replied to my tweet with an LOL. I'm like, oh, but what? What specifically? If you want to say Bam is a better center than Sabonis, I think it is a perfectly valid conversation, to be clear. And I'm on the fence. It's the absolute confidence. And then I say, well, back it up. And this is what I get. Bam defines what it means to be a center in this league. He protects the paint and rim. That's what a center does. We have no center. Okay. Well, I know this isn't the end-all, be-all, but blocks per game, 0.9 for Bam, 0.5 for Sabonis. Bam's a better defender. He is a better defender than Sabonis. You got me on that. But let me go back to their career defensive box plus minus, 1.6 to 1.2. Defensive win shares, 28 to 25. I think Bam is properly rated as a defender. Sabonis is actually underrated as a defender. Value over replacement player, 27 to 19.
And also
in favor of Sabonis.
How many of these people laughing it off have actually watched a Kings game?
That's the problem. That's the thing. They see
which Miami fan is staying up at 10.
They see Sabonis as this loafing, goofy dude out there that looks all, always is getting beaten up and bloody and blah, blah, blah. And it really, and again, throwing this term around, but again, if you think Bam is better, perfectly acceptable. If you think Bam is demonstrably and dominatedly better, that's a casual take. It's a casual take. You can't objectively look at the two and their numbers and go, oh, yeah, dude, by far. Shooting doesn't only mean three-point shooting. You're right, which is why I also included the field. I mean, he's better than him from the field. He's better than him from behind the arc. But you're telling me somehow Bam's a better shooter. It's like, shut up, nerd. Also, by the way, defensive numbers also get skewed analytically by who you're surrounded by. In other words, if you're a defender on a good defending team with good defenders around you, you're going to look like the better defender. Who do you think has played for the better defensive team over the course of their career? Sabonis playing for Indiana, Oklahoma City, and Sacramento, or Bam playing for Pat Riley's Miami Heat? What are we doing? Just stop it. Have the convo. That's fine. But the eye rolls and the laughs, like, okay. Anyway, so what's on deck tonight? Let me figure that out here. Both teams are playing. Dude, I'm looking at, so there's two 3:30 games, 3:35, 3:40. The A's and Tigers. A's open up that series. Just Tarek Skubal on the mound for Detroit, 8-2, 2.06 ERA, defending Cy Young champ. That's fine. What I'm looking at is above that, dude. Rangers at the Orioles. Is this right? When they show the weather, is that the weather now, or is that the weather supposedly at game time? Let me look at this weather. It's right now. Jesus. The weather right now for the Rangers-Orioles game is 98 degrees. Not the band. With the humidity, feels like 102 and will be rising. That is just going to suck. God, forget that, dude. There's a big heat wave going on. The heat dome, they call it, going on the Northeast and East Coast. Giants are at home, where the current temperature is 54. Taking on the Marlins. Justin Verlander looking to get his first win on the year. 0-4. Just welcomed in a brand new baby with his wife, Kate Upton. 0-4, 4.45 ERA versus the 31-45 Marlins. All right, last break. When we come back, crosstalk, celebrity birthdays, and more with Alan Stiles next.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Every success you've had began with a great opportunity. Now there's another one. Last aid year, University of Maryland Global Campus awarded over $21 million in scholarships to qualified students, including community college students, service members, veterans, and working adults. Now is the time to move your career forward with an online and accredited skills-based education. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So we had a huge new business pitch.
Attention, all hands on deck.
When, boom, our only printer was fried.
Up in smoke. Like your chances of landing that account.
Well, I just sent the file to Staples. Devin, the print associate, was on it. She had it printed and bound same day.
So where's the drama?
There wasn't any. Staples made it super easy.
Inconceivable. For the product, services, and experts you need. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jane has 150,000 miles on her truck, and she's proud of that. Jane's secret? AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help her find the right parts. Jane's brother Josh only cares that his car starts and goes. But when it doesn't, he also goes to AutoZone, where friendly AutoZoners help with free services. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Do your summer plans include travel? Make sure your prep includes more than just flights and hotels. Stay up to date with COVID-19 vaccination, especially if you're 65 or older or have certain health conditions. There have been surges in COVID-19 in the summer, too. It's important to help protect yourself no matter your destination. So check eligibility and schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Get it with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number 4th of July sale. Save over $600 on our King P5 smart bed, our lowest price of the season. Plus, get free home delivery with most smart beds, limited time. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave.
Neither is the, well, Chris Guerrero submitted Michelangelo, noted ball player. Only one I could think of was Eugenio Suarez. This was saying we were playing golf last night, my wife and I versus with another couple.
Night, huh?
And they were evening, yeah. And they were doing some whining about work or whatever they do. And then I said something snarkly, and they're like, you can ride around for the whole thing, you and Ron, my buddy. You guys talk about ball players with 5-syllable first names to be entertained. I was like, dude, actually, that's a really good topic. By the way, Cuties is a brand name that encompasses 2 different varieties of tangerines, Murcott mandarins and Clemenules. These tangerines are small, easy to peel, and seedless. Tangerines have thicker skin, so you can insult them and they won't get mad. Than clementines, but not as thick as an orange. Clementines are sweeter and easier to peel. I love clementines, dude. I can pound these like somebody eats chips.
Vitamin C.
Yeah.
There we had, I forgot what it was yesterday, but we had a good I'm staying away.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I don't want to know it because then,
Kyle, what was it?
I'll get in trouble.
Kyle's not in there.
By the way, I've triggered.
Oh my goodness, what is that?
I have triggered
like an SAT score.
I've triggered a bunch of Miami fans.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing now. And look, this is why when people try to get on Kings fans, every fan base does it. When it was De'Aaron and the Spurs, everybody was untouchable.
Yep.
Now, but everybody is self-aware until it's time to trade. Because now they're talking about, you're lucky if we give you Terry Rozier for DeMar DeRozan.
Right.
Okay, so why do you suck? If everybody's so good on your team, why do you stink?
Other GMs get paid too, dude.
Why do you stink then, Miami? Keep them. I don't care. Keep them.
I proposed Sabonis and DeRozan for Adebayo, Rozier, and Jaquez. Jaquez is a whatever prospect. Rozier, they want to get off that contract. Bam's a 1 year expiring.
This is your what is this? Is this is this blow it up or what is this?
It's just me just looking. They got Adebayo back, obviously. Now the big problem the Heat fans have, this is what I was just talking about, is dude, you're on drugs. Bam Adebayo is leagues ahead of Sabonis. I'm like, no, he actually
they found their way into the chat.
Oh, they're
on Twitter.
They're mostly on
Twitter.
It's actually, yeah.
Look, and I mean this respectfully. Did you see Domantas Sabonis attempt to throw a baseball, by the way?
We played it quite a bit yesterday.
I'll put it to you like this, and I mean this as respectfully as possible. Bam is like the one center that didn't pass Domantas Sabonis' past season. All the other centers are all being considered better, right? I would say somewhat universally in the basketball space. Şengün, he had a great season, and you even have, everything that went on with the Clippers down there. But Bam is the one guy where people, no, Sabonis is still better than Bam.
You can't tell that to Miami people.
Yeah.
And what I said was, look, if you want to make an argument that Bam Adebayo is a better center than Domantas Sabonis, I'm here for that conversation.
Right.
And I'm on the head of the pin with that one. I can argue both sides. Bam's a more classic center, even though he's 6'9". Mm-hmm. He is a better defender. But it's the brazen, like, you're absolutely insane. They're not even close to the same. I'm like, okay.
They're both weird tweeners is what they are.
They are.
Because the other name was Şengün passed up Domantas Sabonis in a lot of NBA circles, and Zubac passed up Domantas Sabonis in a lot of NBA circles, especially when you include the value. You're paying, less than half for Zubac. But Bam is the one guy that in NBA circles outside of Miami, and, let's see, how much they care about the Heat. It depends on the day anyway, that nobody is running around saying, oh, yeah, okay, cool, now Bam is past Sabonis. He's the one guy.
Right. And you're right. You're 100% right. I would also submit that if Domantas Sabonis was doing this in Miami and Bam Adebayo was doing what he's doing here, people don't account for the Sacramento tax.
No.
If Sabonis was putting up these numbers in LA for the Lakers or Clippers, New York for the Knicks, Boston for the Suns, if he was putting these up in a real market and not a market looked down upon by everybody, it's a completely, it's Sacramento. And a large reason is, Chris kind of brought it up, but here's the truth. You got all these Heat fans saying that because our games start at 10:30.
Yeah,
over
they're not
there.
watching.
They're not watching. It's like, bro, go look at some numbers and at least come back to the table and say, okay, it's actually closer. I still think Bam's better, but let me explain why it's actually closer than I think.
No, and nobody is taking Heat fans seriously. They don't know what they're talking about. That team has no clue what they're doing. Very similar to what a lot of people would say about the Kings, but because they got Pat Riley and the slick back hair, and they got a couple championships with LeBron, they got better PR than the Kings. But they're in the same position. Nobody wants to say uncle. And now the Blazers don't want to say uncle.
No.
Nobody's saying uncle.
I don't know what the Blazers are doing, though.
This is the time to... Why? What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm saying, are they bringing in Jrue Holiday to team up with Shaedon Sharpe and Tumani Camara and Avdia and all these youngsters and kind of be the adult in the room? Or are they going to flip him again?
Don't they have to wait now or no?
No. Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
Flip them for what?
Hey, you know what? Listen, flip them for a big sack of Crumble Cookies. That's what I would do. Nothing says family and friends more than that. Jason Ross is not here. Christopher Ladd, Celebrity Birthdays.
Happy birthday today to JJ Redick.
JJ Redick is 41.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's a shady. I'm gonna say he's a shady older than you think. I'm gonna say 45.
We do have a correct answer. Carmichael Dave, 41 years old.
Thank you so much.
Happy birthday today to Mindy Kaling in The Office.
43?
45.
Alan is closer, 46. And finally, happy birthday to Lionel Messi.
Well, somebody's going to be upset. We don't.
Go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, go first. Go first.
I'm not going to.
No, come on.
Go.
Just go first.
He's been playing for a while.
Yeah.
We're
right?
getting into your
is he
time.
in the fours? 30. I'm going to say 39. I don't know.
I think he's 36. I can't hear you.
We don't have a correct answer.
What is he?
Alan's closer, 38 today for Lionel Messi.
Look at you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Alan's coming up next. He's got a ton of stuff to talk about. Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Sports 1140 newsletter, right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings.